We're not live on YouTube though.
You are?
It's not coming up on my laptop that we're live on YouTube, lad.
It says on my YouTube that you're live.
Yep, we're live now, David. We're live now, David.
Okay. Yes, guys, sorry about that. We've had a few about that are live now. So look, yeah, here we are. We're here doing the live watch along for Belgium versus Russia. So yeah, we're here. Sorry about that, guys. We did have technical difficulties, but we're here now. We're back again. We're here for the live stream. Belgium versus Russia, kicking off at 8 p.m. And we'll also be keeping an eye on here on the game between Denmark and Finland. Of course, you know, fair play to the players. They decided to, you know, go ahead and recommence the game between them for today's game. But look, I just want to say, first of all, my thoughts and prayers do go out to Christian Eriksen and, you know, his family and his friends, and that he makes a full recovery. You know, it's very sad what happened to him today, but he is in stable condition, so that we can take the positives from that. But look, Will, what's your thoughts on it, my man?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. Yeah, I was watching that game live with you know, when he went down, and I'm glad that there were people there to help save his life, but I think that I don't know, sitting there watching the match and seeing it happen in real time, and it just felt like an eternity before anybody came out. And you know, I know that it's a different situation in Europe with this, where the way the stadiums are built, but being here and seeing ambulances on the pitch in a matter of seconds, you know, in the emotional state that I was in, I just thought it was something that needed to be, you know, that there just needed to be people out there faster. I mean, they did a great job with what they did, but, you know, seconds matter in that type of situation. And if they could have been out there faster, that would have been great too. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, I fully agree with you. Look, you know, it did take them a bit, the medics to get on with the defibrillator a bit long, but credit to the physios and that, and the team that were around them that kept them going until that happened. But Jack, look, what's your thoughts on the situation, man?
Look, I mean, when Will was writing that, I mean, Will, I just got to credit to you. I mean, you put it out really well, and I think it didn't really come to my mind, but it just also, like, exactly, there's that kind of, like, you know, almost anxiety and like existential threat that we even feel, where it's like, someone help this guy, like someone do something. And like the idea that maybe the precautions and the protocols might not be up to date, or might not be professional enough for such a huge organization and such a wealthy organization like UEFA. It is, like Will said, I mean, Will said it much better than I am right now, but yeah, it is quite shocking. And like, I think it needs to be said that, of course, like credit to the people that were able to save Eriksen's life, but it also did seem like there could be a lot more that could have been done sooner.
No, 100%. I fully agree with you. Just as we're speaking, Finland have gone one up against Denmark as we speak. Wow. Yeah, it's a shock result. Look, you know, the Denmark have had a lot to contend with today. They've had to do about three different warm-ups. The thing with Christian Eriksen going on, very eerie situation there. You know, and my heart goes out to them, to be honest. But sad news here is they are one down to Finland as we speak. Look, it was a good header ball into the box. He tacked it well and went through Kasper Schmeichel's legs. But not even between his legs, to be honest with you. Kind of just went in under his arms. Probably could have saved it. Just maybe the power of the header just kind of took it beyond him. Yeah, bounced in front of him. It's a difficult one to save. Marcelo is looking to come on, so I suppose we will get him on. Will, you can send him the link there. We'll get Marcelo on. It'll be another fun member to watch the game with. But look, we are here to do the watch along for Belgium and Russia. Jack, I know you have a lot to say on these two teams. So look, take it away, my man.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, with Belgium, you know, they're going to be lining up in that 3-4, that 3-4-3 or the 3-4-2-1, right? And it's going to be kind of a situation where Lukaku is going to be the man up front. He's going to be the man kind of in form that's going to be basically attacking the back line with all he can. To be honest, I think Lukaku might be getting a golden boot for this tournament, just because he's the man in form. And if Belgium are in form, then he's going to put an absolute nightmare into every defense listen, Kevin De Bruyne, I don't believe is going to be playing for this match. And with that 3-4-2-1, you will be finding someone taking place for that kind of right forward, right wing position, or maybe number 10 position. And I would liken maybe someone like Dries Mertens or Eden Hazard to maybe fill in for that role quite well. With Yuri Tillemans in the center, next to someone else in that pivot in the center of the midfield. I think that's
Who do you think, Jack? Axel Witsel or De Bruyne may be playing in beside him?
I think you made an excellent point today that De Bruyne would be the better fit there because De Bruyne still works hard and he obviously can pick a pass out better than practically anyone of all time. But, I think maybe for the first game, I would like to see maybe more of a workhorseman, maybe holding midfielder role right next to Yuri Tillemans, which would be Axel Witsel. But Roberto Martinez might go with, I believe, Den Donker, which I don't believe is as great of a decision. But then again, Axel Witsel, I believe, is coming off a pretty long-term injury. So, I only know as much as I do. But Thomas Meunier and Thomas Meunier will be kind of on the right side wing, kind of right wing back position. And I think that is an absolute world-class move. I think it really is debatably one of the best right wing backs in a kind of a 3-4-2-1 kind of system. He's one of the best ones in the world for that type of system. And I think you could see him definitely leading kind of the creative and development aspect from the back. Toby, Jason Denayer, and Vertonghen all have known each other a really long time, all played each other a long time. And so they really are kind of have a very veteran kind of like relationship with each other. And then Thibaut Courtois behind them, very tall, very athletic, very consistent, traditional keeper. You could just see them not letting in a lot of goals at all. It's just really that left wing back position I'm quite worried about. They seem to play Torgan Hazard there or Carrasco, but I think the right move would be to play Castagna. I think Castagna would be the perfect move for Roberto Martinez. But then again, Roberto Martinez, he likes to think about things differently. He almost likes to maybe kind of aggravate the fans and that kind of thing. But if he put Castagna there, I could see a world kind of a Euro winning team right there.
It'd bring more balance if we brought Castagna
Absolutely.
in there. Because, like you were saying today, that he does like to play, more of attacking player on that left-hand side. And, maybe does upset them a little bit defensively.
Right.
But, look, it'd be very interesting to see Toby today, of course, Tottenham player. I hope he has a good game. The man, he's a great defender. He can also put them long balls straight to Lukaku's chest, straight in behind for one of the Hazard brothers. So it's going to be.
They went with Boyata. They went with Boyata from Hertha Berlin instead of Jason Denayer, which I think is a solid move. I actually rate Dedrick Boyata. He's actually from obviously my club from Berlin. So he's a solid defender, more of an athletic defender. So maybe he'll kind of actually make up maybe for the athletic deficiencies, maybe for Tom.
Have you got the starting 11 there, Jack?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
Call it out
on the TV. Yeah.
Call it out there, Jack.
I didn't see all of it just because I was talking about Dedrick Boyata, but I can actually just look it up for you right now, David. No problem.
Yeah, no worries.
I've got it right here. I've got it right here.
Okay, go ahead, Will.
Courtois in goal, Alderweireld, Boyata, Vertonghen in the back three, Castagna, Dennocker, Tillmans, Hazard. But actually, he said Hazard wasn't starting, so he was in the original starting lineup, but for some reason, somehow he's on the bench.
Torgan Hazard.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'm seeing
Eden Hazard. Yes.
Oh, Eden Hazard. You're speaking of. Yeah. So
Eden Hazard's on the bench. Martinez, Lukaku, and Carrasco.
Yeah. So So it's still kind of that 3-4-2-1, 3-4-3. So we're kind of seeing Torgan Hazard playing in that left wing back position, which, like I was saying, David, I'm a little worried about. Castagna instead of Meunier at the right wing back. I actually rate Castagna. I really like Castagna, but like I said, I would rather see Meunier and Castagna on the pitch at the same time. Dries Mertens playing maybe more of the role that De Bruyne would be playing. And then Yannick Ferrer Carrasco from Atletico Madrid. I rate him, but usually he's been playing kind of a different position for them. Maybe Roberto Martinez likes him on the left wing.
Yeah, 100%. Look, interesting calls there. Some interesting calls. But look, Will, have you got the Russian starting 11?
Yeah, you have. I'm gonna botch these names though. Jack probably better.
I'm actually looking at it. I'll have fun with this.
Okay, go ahead, Jack.
You have Shunin, who if I'm guessing correct, it might be from CSKA Moscow. Mario Fernandez from CSKA Moscow. Semyonov, Zuchika or Zikaya. I think it's Zikaya. Zhirkov is 38 years old, I believe, 37 years old, from Zenit. He's an absolute legend. The man is eternal. Ozduev, I believe, from might be from one of the Moscow teams. Barinov, also in the middle. Kuzyaev, Zobnin from Spartak Moscow. I definitely rate him. And then Alexander Golovin, the big man. He's playing on the left of kind of a 4-2-3-1. So he'll be kind of maybe coming inside, trying to maybe just link up play, maybe a bit more of a free role, less defensive responsibility than playing in the middle. And then Juba or Dazuba up top, the pre-Soviet number 9 that we all love.
Yeah, no, look, Golovkin, he's a player that I really like. He really did turn up at the last World Cup. He's a very good player. And the Zuba as well, you put any ball into the box, the man is going to attack it. And he also knows where the net is. But look, Will, what's your score predictions for this game? And everybody else tuning in, first of all, make sure you have smashed the like on the stream. If you're new, make sure you smash the subscribe on the channel. Get your chats in. Let us know what you're thinking. Get your score predictions in the chat below as well. And also, don't be afraid to throw in a few super chats if you feel like it, and join channel memberships for the fan shows that the boys keep producing throughout the summer to keep us fans sane. But look, Will, what's your score prediction for the Belgium-Russia game?
Right now, I've got 2-0 down for the Belgium-Russian game, and 2 to Belgium, obviously. I think that while Russia has a decent side, I don't think they can compare with Belgium here today.
Yeah, I agree with you. Look, I think I've gone for 3-0 Belgium on my prediction. So that's who I've gone for. I've gone for 3-0 Belgium. I don't think Russia probably will cause them too much problems. I am expecting Belgium to be on top really and kind of dictate the tempo of the game and kind of control the game from start to finish. But Jack, what's your score prediction, man?
I'm going to go controversial here. I'm going to go 1-1. I think it's going to be, I'm actually going to say, I say Juba opens the score sheet. I think he's just going to shove over Toby. Toby's going to be kind of caught, kind of sleeping on the ball, trying to pick a pass. Juba's going to just shove him over, shove him aside. He's going to take it in on goal, maybe take a pass, Courtois, and then start maybe I'll say in the 17th minute, 18th, 20th minute, he'll do that. And then Belgium will equalize in the second half, late in the second half. Yeah,
well, look, we have Levi Tucker. He's gone 3-0 Belgium. We have Byron. He's gone 4-0 Belgium. Sebastian SF has gone 1-1. So look, some interesting score predictions there. But look, for me, I genuinely do expect Belgium to win this with no problems. Look, the only game that is showing on the channels right now is Denmark-Finland. So I don't know whether the Belgium-Russian game is still kicking off at 8.
It's in the second minute. It's the third minute now. I'm actually watching.
Well, I'll keep an eye on the Denmark-Finland game, and Will, you can keep an eye on the Belgium-Russia game.
Yeah, right now Russia's sitting back, and Belgium's pretty much dominating possession. So
yeah, Juba on the ball here. Some people might be ahead of me, and then Russia just hilariously plays it out of play for goal kick. The thing with Russia here is that what will be really difficult is I really don't imagine them really having the ball for any more than maybe 35% possession. If they got more than 35%, I would be shocked. And that's where they might find trouble, is like when they do have the ball, will they be able to make the most of it? They don't really have a lot of pace going forward. Yeah. Like I said, with Turkey, that ended up being a problem with Turkey, right? Against Italy, the fact that they didn't have anybody to release.
That's a good ball forward.
But who knows? Like, maybe the Russians pull it out, but that might be a concern if they don't have the ball for a significant amount and they're not able to, and they're not on their, let's say, their link up game with each other, then they could find some trouble.
I mean, do they normally play more of like a counterattacking style though, Jack? Or
in the last World Cup, kind of sort of, right? Where like certain teams, I felt like they actually dominated the ball more than people actually anticipated, and they kind of were playing a bit more silky possession. But then, like, obviously versus like the likes of Spain, they really sat back and counterattacked them actually quite well, from what I can remember. So I think they're good at both. They're probably maybe quite comfortable though, maybe sitting back. It's just kind of maybe classic. And Will, you would probably know this, but yeah, if you are going to sit back, it would be nice to at least have one guy who can easily maybe run in behind the defense as just like a release sometimes. And Russia don't really have that.
100%. 100%. Well, look, lads, let's welcome the man, the myth, the legend, Marcelo. Thanks very much for gracing us with your presence.
Yeah, no, I thought I was going to be able to make the game. I had some plans, but I guess we delayed the plans. Be watching the UFC, but first we're going to watch some football. You know, can't wait. I'm excited for this game. I think a lot of people are underestimating Russia. Russia is they're not the best team, but they're a workhorse. You know,
yeah, they can be frustrating.
They can be a very frustrating team to play against. I saw Croatia really. I think it was Croatia, right, that played them in the World Cup. Really struggle against them, and Croatia are no joke. I think Belgium will win it, but I think it's going to be a tight 2-1. I think Russia's going to hold off pretty well.
I'll ask you guys this: of all the positions to play till you're 37 years old, left wing back or left back, I feel like would be the last one that you would say.
That is pretty rough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy must be super good. This guy right here, Zhirkov, number 18, I believe, on the ball. Yeah.
Well,
I get what Marcelo was saying there about Russia being workhorses, but look, for me, I think Belgium should be way too talented. I think they should get a good grip of this game, and they have the players to be able to dictate the tempo, dictate the ball, and manipulate the ball to the way they want, and eventually will break them down. But look, I don't know what's. I think we have a penalty here for Denmark in the Finland game. A penalty has been awarded for Denmark here in the Finland game. And just for anyone that is tuning in, we are covering both games because, of course, the Denmark and Finland game kicked off again at 7:30. It was a lovely ball into the box, and he bundled them over.
Belgium have a tall squad, but this is the other thing too with Russia. Like, I bet they definitely work on their set pieces, and they have a lot of big men in the box that probably just cause a lot of shirt pulling, a lot of little elbow nudges and things like that they probably.
Russia reminds me of Paraguay.
Yeah,
Paraguay is literally Brazil's biggest bogey team, and fun fact, we actually just beat them in 35 years in the World Cup qualifier. It's been 35 years since we beat them, and we beat them a couple of days ago.
Yeah,
Paraguay, they always follow you. They're the worst team to play against. They're so frustrating.
Isn't Almiron, is he from Panama or is he from
Paraguay? Yeah, he's from Paraguay. Almiron, Romero.
He's a perfect example. He's a perfect example.
Gomez, all those guys. I hate playing.
Højbjerg is on the penalty here for Denmark, guys.
Højbjerg.
Pierre-Emil Brickhouse, he's on the penalty here for Denmark. He's stepping up with everything that's happened today. The weight of the world is on his shoulders. Will he dispatch it?
He ain't gonna miss.
He steps up. Oh, it's a poor penalty.
Oh, he missed.
It's a very poor penalty. No power, no pace behind it. Went to the keeper's right. And look, the keeper just took it into his hands.
See, look, this is why they shouldn't have played that match, Judy. Schmeichel's mistake there. Højbjerg's mistake here. You can tell they may have wanted to play this game, but their mind's not in it, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah, no, it's not.
They should have waited till tomorrow.
I don't want to say this to you, but as much as I love Højbjerg, he's not the guy who put behind a penalty. To be honest,
I feel a bit like Sky Sports here today. I'm not messing with the two games on here, lads.
He's taken them before, and then again, he can whack them. He can whack them, but yeah, maybe you're right. Well, maybe it is just like they're not in the right headspace.
Well, I mean, Schmeichel was a save that he normally makes, 9 out of 10 times, and then Højbjerg taking a penalty and not. I'm telling you, they're just psychological. The mentality's gone for them, man.
Can you guys Will, is it possible for us to share a
view?
Yeah, because I'm on ESPN Plus and they have this multi-view bullshit. It's just awful.
The regular one's just on ESPN.
Yeah, I don't have ESPN. I only have ESPN Plus. I'm watching the game. It was a brilliant goal by Belgium, by the way. In case you guys missed it.
It's on the Belgium goal, Marcelo.
Yep. Romelu Lukaku. Yeah. Belgium goal.
Your live view must be further ahead than the ESPN view. So
call out the goal, Marcelo. What happened?
Hold on, I honestly I didn't even see it. I just came back.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now.
We haven't seen it yet. Yeah. Ball into the back, off the center back, and then played in for Kiko off the keeper. He was offside, and I don't know if the defender, if they'll consider that an intentional play.
Yeah.
It
So it
bounced
could be
off his
ruled out
hip.
with offside.
Could be ruled
Could
out.
be, but he should be
offside.
able to clear that. He should be able to clear that.
No, that's not offside. Oh, it's
Yeah.
poor defending.
He's gotta be
Poor
able to clear
defending
that.
from the Russian defender.
No,
The ball
yeah.
goes right through his legs. He played
Panthers.
Lukaku on.
I don't know if that's intentional though. It has to be intentional.
It still hits and bounces off him. I'm pretty sure that
He gets mag.
Right, but I'm saying is he
yards.
has to intentionally play it. That bounced off the inside of his leg. I don't know if that'll be considered intentional play. The rule of the law is intentional.
But the thing is, Will, he tried to kick it out and he mistimed it. And so because of his mistimed kick, it goes through his leg and then it bounces to Lukaku. Like, remember South Korea versus Germany? Remember,
I'm not saying it won't. I'm just saying that there is a chance that they'll rule it out.
No, I think that'll stand because if it comes off one of their players, does it not mean he's on site? So
yeah,
I think it'll stand.
Yeah,
I think it'll stand. But look, we have just to the viewers out there, we have it all kicking off right now. We have Højbjerg after missing a penalty for Denmark, very weak penalty, went down to the keeper's right. Keeper, saved it, got up, picked up the ball, so there's no power behind it, and they were able to continue on. Very poor penalty by Højbjerg, especially look with what's after going on today with Eriksen. And then Belgium got their goal there. Look, I think it will stand. I think it has stood. No, it's not offside. It has stood. It's come off one of the Russian players, which then affects brings Lukaku into play. And he took the goal well. So it's 1-0 Belgium versus Russia, and it's still 1-0 here Finland versus Denmark. Look, Denmark, they're huffing and puffing, but look, their minds not in it. Their minds are not in it. You can tell. Look, fair play to them for going out and continuing on this game. I really would like them to salvage something from it. It's going to be a big ask now. It's going to be a big ask. Finland have took off Teemu Pukki, and I think they're just going to try and shore it up now. 3 points for them at this competition is going to be massive. I don't think they even expected to get a win in the group stage, so it's going to be absolutely huge for them. Huge for them. And look, Belgium against Russia, it's just kind of what we expected, really. But sorry, Will, go on.
No. I was going to say, David, we did talk about, though, in the stream today, I did call, obviously he's only scored 1 goal, but I did, Lukaku is my man for the Golden Boot this tournament. It was our shout out today. And then also it is I'll credit to Finland, but it is very eerie circumstances considering just everything in mind. So, but all credit to them. Could be a sensational tournament for them.
Yeah, look, they decided to
hope
play
it
at
doesn't
the end of
competition.
at the end of the day. They decided to go back there and play. It's not really Finland's fault. They can't.
Yeah, I bet Finland gave Denmark the decision.
No, look, it's never going to be Finland's fault. At the end of the day, they wouldn't have done it if the Denmark players didn't want to do it.
Yeah,
But look, at the end of the day, fair play to Finland. Like, no matter what's going on, there's still a game to play, and they're going about it in a professional manner. Still 1-0 up. I think there's about 15 minutes to go here, plus injury time.
But trying to play from the back.
Sullivan should have tried to cut inside there.
It's a good ball from Russia.
But look, what's happening in the Russia-Belgium game, lads?
Good defending.
He should have cut inside, though, right, Marcelo? I feel like he should have cut inside.
Yeah, he should have cut inside, but no, it was good defending from Toby. And
Sullivan does the short socks, too.
Should have been. It's a corner, though, right? It's got to be a corner.
Yeah,
David, I bet I love that, but I wonder.
No, maybe not.
He does the small shin pads. Galvin does the small shin pads and the small.
Should have been a quarter at Tony.
Yeah, he's class.
This is a big moment for Russia. They got a corner. It's a big moment for Russia.
Mario Fernandes Mario Fernandes with a huge.
Yeah.
Is that how you pronounce it?
Oh, good save by Courtois. The ball fell right to his arms, but it's a good save, good reflective save.
You're right, Marcel. Marcel, I want to ask, isn't that? I mean, maybe it's different in Portugal versus Brazil, but I've heard some people say Fernandes instead of Fernandez, right?
In Portuguese, so
isn't it
Brazilians speak Portuguese a little bit different than
I know you guys do. Yeah, I know you guys
do. But in Portugal, it's Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah,
something like that.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
In Brazil, we would just say Fernandes.
Okay, interesting. But still a little different than obviously the Spanish.
How's Toby Alderweireld and Jan Vertonghen looking out there, lads? Looking comfortable?
He's getting muscled by Juba. He's getting muscled by Dazuba. All of them are, I would say. Dazuba is winning every header and knocking everything down and able to seal them. He's also able to kind of seal them when he wants to.
But I think his positioning is where it's key for Toby, because even though he's winning the headers, he's not.
Oh, Denmark. Sorry, Marcelo. Sorry, go on.
No, go ahead.
Yeah, look, a great ball in behind the defence, great ball in behind the defence across the box. And what defending by that Finland centre-back. Honestly, it was on a play. He was ahead of the Finland defender. He slid in, perfectly timed challenge. If he didn't get the ball, he would have given away a penalty. And they got it away, and it's a corner to Denmark.
Was it Toivonen?
Should have been 1-1. He was ahead of him. He should have been stronger, should have been a bit more alert, and probably should have put his foot through it. He waited, and the Finland defender got ahead of him. But look, the corner's coming in. Straight down the keeper's throat.
Russia's getting back into this game.
Yeah, they are. I'm telling you.
Oh, there's a good cross.
Yeah, just got to hit Juba. I love him.
Oh,
That was a poor shot.
Terrible shot from Ozdoev.
Like I said, man, Russia. Like the thing is, I'll say this: this is actually much better football than I was expecting.
The touch wasn't very good either.
No.
I don't know why he took a touch. He actually should have gone for the bike, if you're asking me.
A bicycle kick.
Everybody that's watching, let me know what you think of Pierre-Emile Højbjerg's penalty. I know you've all seen it, so let me know what you think of the penalty. Let me know what you think of the Belgium-Russia game so far. Make sure you have smashed the like on the stream. If you're new, subscribe on the channel. And, keep getting your thoughts in. And don't be afraid to get into Super Chats or grab a channel membership for I presume there will be a fan show coming along with the manager appointments and stuff like that. So make sure, you grab a channel membership as well. But look, lads, it's an insane day of football. There's so much stories to get through today.
Yeah.
We even have Paratici being announced by Tottenham. It's just been an insane day of football here.
Did you see Daniel Levy's video?
I haven't had time to see it, no, lad.
I've watched it.
I'll be honest with you, I was actually streaming with Jack doing a Euros guide. Yeah. And then the Christian Eriksen thing happened, so we ended it straight. We ended it there and then. And then, I haven't had time to see it. But I will get round to it after. But look, I think we will focus more on the Euros game here today. But I suppose we can talk a little bit about Paratici. We won't go too much into it because I want to leave that for Ben and Sim. But we'll just get a quick 2 minute off everybody. Are you happy with Paratici?
Not my first choice, but I know Jack is not a big fan of him. I am a fan of him. I think what he did in Juventus was very good. I think his biggest weakness was selling players, which is going to be a big problem for us because we need a lot of players to sell, which is why I found this kind of like an interesting appointment. I felt like Luis Campos would have been a better appointment because he's fantastic at selling players. He could sell, Santo and Arab if he wanted to. But, look, Paratici's got a big plate. And I'm excited because he has gotten some big players for Juventus. Oh, this is a good break. Good break for Lukaku. Lukaku with the ball. Lukaku running down. Oh, good defending.
Good tackle.
Good defending from the Russian.
Oh, here it is.
And here it is. How did he miss that?
How do you miss that?
That's Axel Witsel there. If that's Axel Witsel there, he's banging that. Putting that away.
How did he miss that shot?
He's putting that away.
A great ball back in from Lukaku.
Was that the dunk? Who was that?
Those are like, Marcel, those are like I'm horrible, but those are like when people miss those chances, it's like I would probably 2-foot my own player if he missed things like that.
Yeah, I'd get big as well, to be honest with you. But look,
you got to at least get it on target.
Yeah, Paratici, sorry, we got distracted. Yeah, with Paratici.
Just quickly, we'll take a couple of comments here. We have Adam, he says, unreal defending from Finland. Celine Becker says, Belgium scored. Levi Tucker says it was a poor penalty, but you can't blame him given the circumstances. Kenadis says Guy Christian is conscious and in hospital getting the care he needs. 100%, my man. I'm delighted. We also have Yosai Lavi. He says, where is Daniel Levy's video? It's on the Spurs page on Twitter. Sadiq says Belgium 1, Russia 3. Marvin Cranford says, yes, happy with Paratici as a massive challenge at Spurs and dealing with Levy. Mike Oregon says, yes, official Spurs Twitter account. So there you are, guys. But look, we'll get everyone's thoughts on Paratici, and we'll get back to Belgium Russia again.
He got away with their one. I think who was that? Who was that defender? I can't remember his name.
Boyata.
Well, yeah, Boyata. Yeah, he got away with one. The Russian nearly got him.
Mm. Yeah,
Poor touch.
But look, thoughts on Paratici quickly there, boys.
Yeah, I'll just because Marcelo kind of leaked what my real opinion is of him. I mean, I'll digress and say having a director of football is an absolute win and a huge win and a necessary win, regardless of even Daniel Levy putting his little hands, working him like a puppet. It's still a director of football at the end of the day, and I think that's much better than what we had, because I think the less that Daniel Levy has to do at the end of the day, the better. Even if he wants to put his hands in everything, if he has some people that are doing the jobs for him, at least makes it so that he doesn't have control over everything, so to speak. But, if I were to think of I would think of 4 directors of football immediately from various clubs and around Europe that I would probably rather have, or who I rate higher than him. That's what I would say. Yeah,
100%. And just before we get Will's thoughts, could be a handball here in the Finland game. He might get away with it. His hand was down by his side. But another ball in the box. Sorry, Marcelo.
For Denmark?
Another ball into the box there by Denmark. Another great ball in. Keeper flapped at it. And it was a breaking ball. The Denmark player hit off the Finland defender's arm. He's now down play acting. Maybe he thinks he's going to get away. But I'm sure this will be looked at. Might not be given. But, look, Denmark, they are knocking on the door. They're knocking on the door. There's a goal here for them. Will it come? Who knows? But the game's hotting up here. And the defenders play acting with a bit of cramp here now. I think he knows it.
Take a shot! What are you doing? I'm not even a fan of Belgium, actually. I kind of hate them because they knocked out Brazil. But what the fuck was that? Just take a shot. Oh, Belgium! Oh, Belgium! How did they not score?
Mm-hmm.
But look,
I think Hazard missed a clear chance. Oh, the game's heating up now.
Yeah, this Russia-Belgium game is a good game. It's a good game, actually. It's
you actually missing a banger here, David.
There's nothing I can do, lad. I have RT and BBC over here, and they're both showing the Denmark-Finland game. So there's nothing I can do. But look, Will, what's your thoughts on Paratici, man?
Look, I don't think that he's necessarily like my first choice. If I was looking for a director of football, I can think of 2 names off the top of my head that I'd rather have. But, anything that gets Daniel Levy further away from the decision-making at the club is a step in the right direction. It's a positive step forward. I mean, we'll just have to wait and see if they're, how much, I guess you could say, how independent or, he is in his thoughts and decisions. The thing that worries me is the fact that, if Fonseca ends up coming in, that he, doesn't have the ability to choose his own staff. That to me is disappointing, and that kind of shows that Daniel Levy's still in it more than he should be, probably.
Good,
100%. What's happening there in the Belgium game, Marcelo?
Oh, Russia's actually kind of really
back and forth, David. I'm not kidding. It's just back and forth. It's not what you would think it would have been.
Oh, that was nasty.
No, it's just like Russia's like going for it, and then while they're going for it, they're being exposed like on the counter by Belgium.
Oh, this is good football. Good defending. But did you see that Russian guy, his ankle? The way he just twisted, that was nasty. Oh my goodness. I think he's okay though.
Yeah, take a few more comments here from the fans. Yeah, Mike Gordon says fans. Sorry, 1 second. Mike Gordon says fans forget that Levy and Joe were both fans of the club and well before they came wealthy. Paul G says here that we'll get Levy off the choice control. Timothy, he says, Marcelo, are you a Brazilian fan?
Yeah, I'm Brazilian.
Swearing it ironically.
So there you are, my man. We have Garrett Ali. At least Levy is aware that he is receiving all his
big-headed clash.
There are owners and chairmen out there who wouldn't care less.
Who clashed?
100% agree. 100% agree.
So there's a few comments from the fans. Everybody, make sure you have smashed the like on the stream and subscribe on the channel. Lads, Denmark, just keep knocking the ball on the door. They're just putting ball in now. It's nearly up. It's deep into injury time. And they're trying with all the might, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen.
Hey, David, have you seen there's a defender that I saw a player profile for that's supposed to be Finland's kind of one of their best defenders. Have you seen a guy named Toloi for that team? It's like Toloi. I know he's in the starting lineup, but yeah, if anybody's caught your eye for Finland, that'd be interesting.
Oh, yeah, I haven't heard of his name.
Because who knows? Like if Finland pull up another, let's say Finland get a draw the next game, like they could advance. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. If there's anybody that's catching your eye, David, that'd be interesting.
This is going to be a big 3 points for them. Big 3 points for them.
No,
3 points. Huge.
Wait, Thierry Henry is working with the Belgium team. What is this?
Yeah, he's a coach with Martinez, is he not? Or he was. Oh,
big head injury. Big head injury on the field.
Yeah. Castagna clashed with one of the Russian players.
They're warming up Thomas Meunier.
I think Castagna is going to be taken off. He got a really bad. He has blood. What is going on with today?
Oh no, his head is like so swollen. His head is huge. His head
is really Oh, that's bad.
It's like worse than De Bruyne's. Worse than De Bruyne's, I would say.
Oh, like, you know how, that's bad. No way he's going to continue to play. That is horrendous. Oh, his eye.
Apparently, just like an update from Christian Eriksen. Fabrizio Romano tweeted out a little while ago that he had a FaceTime call with his teammates from the hospital and asked them to play the game tonight. He feels better now.
I don't know if he feels better after the result, but fair play to him. Fair play to him for asking him to do that. You know, look, it looked very worrying at one stage. Very, very worrying at one stage.
I think he might have been. I think he actually probably was dead for a couple of minutes or whatever.
Yeah,
really.
It looked like it. It looked like it. Look,
what was it? Like a stroke or something? I wasn't there when it happened.
I don't even know. They haven't released any details of what it was. The only thing I had heard is that on ESPN earlier today, there was some comments from a USSF doctor who said it looked like the way he fell, it looked like a heart attack, and the fact that they had to immediately go into chest compressions, obviously showed that he had no vitals at the time that those particular guys got there. I mean, that's just speculation, obviously, because that doctor wasn't there. He didn't do the thing himself.
Yeah.
But,
big update in the Belgium versus Russian game. Castagna is out of the game. His eye is swollen. It's cut pretty bad, and it does look like he has a head injury.
Basketball. The size.
Yeah, he probably has a concussion. So he could possibly be out for the tournament, which is a big loss. Meunier is coming in, who, in my opinion, is nowhere near Castagna's level, and it's pretty poor, if I'm going to be honest.
You didn't hear the player analysis, or you didn't hear the player analysis, though, or Marcelo. This is the thing that what they should have gone is, I mean, thoughts out to Castagna so he can cover, but they should have gone Meunier on the right wing back position, and then Castagna on the left wing back position instead of putting Torgan Hazard.
I don't rate Meunier at all.
Yeah, rate Meunier, interesting.
I don't rate Roberto Martinez.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think he could I think he could have won a trophy with this Belgium squad, in my opinion.
I'm really biased, though. I like a tall man with a good touch, so that's why I like Meunier. So I'm very biased.
he just doesn't look like a fullback to me. He's
not a fullback. He's a right wing back, and he's very niche. He's very niche.
Sorry, guys, 1 minute. Update here on the Denmark-Finland game. It is finished. It is 1-0 Finland. Look, commiserations to Denmark. Fair play to them for going out there and continuing on the game. But yeah, it's finished. It's finished. Finland won, Denmark 0. A huge upset here in the Euros.
But now there's going to be
what's gone on today. Fair play to the players for finishing out the game. But look, unfortunately, it didn't go in their favour. And Finland.
Yeah, but now it's going to be all over the news. Did they make the right choice? Should they have played it later? Should they have waited? That's the horrible thing about this, and that's why, regardless of whether Christian said that they should play the game or if the players wanted to do it, they should have just made a call and rescheduled it for the next day. I know that it's cool to be, this, that, and the other thing, but now, especially if Denmark ends up not making it out of the group for whatever reason, it's all going to be in the press. You know how the press gets. They're going to be all over this thing about it being the reason that Denmark didn't do well.
Yeah, no, look, the press will be all over it, but
I'm sure they already are now.
if you're the players in that situation, you kind of go along with Christian Eriksen's wishes, to be honest with you. And look, to me, I do think they should have called it off. They could have played it another day. They really could have sorted out something to play it. You know, but look, it is what it is. If Christian Eriksen asked them to play, but if you're the players in that situation, you are going to go out and play. But to be honest with you, it should have been taken out of their hands, and UEFA should have took control. That's my opinion on it. I don't know what you guys think. Do you think maybe UEFA should have took it out of their hands and took control of it?
Yeah, I mean, there's time when my kid wants to eat cake and ice cream for dinner, but I don't let him do it, right? So you gotta let the people who have calmer, that are less emotional in the situation, make the decisions. You know what I mean? Well like the players, I'm sure are very emotional based on what happened. You know, it has to be the people that are maybe kind of a third party or outside the thing that needs to be making decisions like that. But I respect the fact that they want to get out there and be a warrior. You know what I mean? But
good job from the dunker.
Well, I think that's well said. I really agree.
Jack, what's your thoughts on it? Do you think UEFA should took it out in their hands?
Yeah, I think to echo or maybe build off of what Will said, maybe this would have been a good opportunity to maybe, I mean, I'm not, you know, I don't usually even kind of always preach this kind of thing, but I think this would have been a perfect example to maybe advocate. Would have been a perfect example to advocate for kind of mental health and just like the idea that, you know, there are things bigger than sport. When things like this happen, like we can give it 24 hours. We can wait 24 hours. We can let the players go visit Christian if they want to. We can just let things happen, let life catch up, maybe, so to speak, and let everything kind of come out. And so everybody can feel a little bit better, a bit more assured, or at least just a bit more assured. Yeah. And so maybe it would have been a good stance for the UEFA to maybe just acknowledge maybe the mental health of the players. And like Will said, though, I mean, the players probably made a very emotional decision. Christian probably made a very emotional decision. And, you know, as brave and as, you know, as much as you can commend that, maybe you also could say it might have been better that just a third party, someone who's not as invested in it, would make the right decision for the players' mental health and et cetera.
100%. And Marcelo, what's your thoughts on it, man?
I mean, not much to say except what everybody's been saying. It, you know, UEFA greedy yet again. You know, they saw an opportunity to keep on the match. They knew it's, you know, going to get the views, going to get the hits, going to have all the talks in the media. You know, as soon as Christian Eriksen, listen, regardless of whether Christian Eriksen said it was going to be, you know, going to play today or not, I guarantee you UEFA would have said something, would have.
2-0 Belgium. 2-0 Belgium. Thomas Mooney here, the substitution on for Castagna, who got that horrible eye injury. it was a great ball into the box.
Like a minute ahead of us there, Dave.
That's all right. I'm looking forward to it, David.
I still did not rate Meunier. I don't care. I still did not rate him.
Look, it was a beautiful ball into the box. Great ball into the box here. Lukaku causing wasn't even Lukaku causing problems. And then the ball breaks. Poor keeping, to be honest with you. Pushes it straight into Meunier's path. Cool, calm and collected. Coolest man on the pitch. And he just puts it beyond the keeper.
He's calling for it early.
2-0 Belgium. 2-0 Belgium. Well, look, it's what I expected. Do you think this could be a lightning here for Russia?
Poor goalkeeping. Yeah, 3-0 makes a lot of sense now.
That's some well done, everybody. Defending.
No, it was a horrible defending, and the keeper too. What kind of
parry is that? How do you parry?
I mean, the ball
like
wasn't
that?
even the thing he saved wasn't even really on target. It was coming across the face of goal, and he stuck his arm out and directed it right to the
great
midfielder
assist
who
by
was
the keeper. Honestly, great assist.
Completely unmarked in the box.
Unbelievable. That's some poor defending.
Oh, the shot wasn't even on target. It was literally coming across the face of goal.
Goalkeeper should have held that. That is
lads. 1 second. There's loads of people watching. Let's do this one at a time so they can all hear us. We're all speaking over each other here. We need to be a bit more professional, and we need to nail it now for these guys watching. We owe it to them. So one at a time. Let's stop speaking over each other.
Well, I think it was very poor keeping. Keeper should have just held it on. I thought Russia, they're still in the game, but now with 2-0, it's game match and done. I don't think they come back from this.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. I do think it's game, set, and match. And look, I think it could get a lot worse here for Russia, to be honest with you. They're looking at 6 and 7s right now. But look, do you think maybe that defender could have given him a shout and said, let it run? Because Thomas Muller wasn't out. Like, if that ball went across, it would have just carried on rolling out. You know, but in fact, Thomas Muller came on the inside and he pushed it straight out to him. Will, do you think maybe the defender could have given the keeper a shout there?
Yeah, I mean, could have. It didn't look like anybody was marking anybody on that side. That left-sided center back for Russia just looked like he kind of sat there and watched it. He didn't pick up the midfielder who was sitting in the box. He didn't really do anything. He just kind of just stood there.
Yeah, and Jack, what do you make of the ball there?
Yeah, David, I think you're right. I think he definitely could have made a call, and Marcelo might back me up here, but it seems like what's funny is maybe Russia's midfielder, like attacking third players, seem to be actually somewhat on it, considering that they're able to kind of link up with each other quite well on occasion. But it seems like the defense is, like very nervous, very out of sorts. And maybe that's not what we would have normally assumed with Russia. Maybe we would have thought it would have been the other way around. But yeah, defensively, especially the goalkeeper there, they all seem out of sorts. They all seem very nervous. And yeah.
Hold on, guys. I think one of the Russian players may be injured.
Yeah, Zhirkov seems to be.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think he's done. Wow. Lots of injuries. Lots of injuries, lads.
Yeah.
He's still got a few years ahead of him. He's 37, though.
I'm not surprised. I do think there are going to be a lot of injuries because we have to remember the season started a bit later. It was all condensed into one. They've gone through an incredible amount of games. And now to play this more or less straight off the back of it, it's, look, the injuries are going to happen. It's going to be part and parcel of the Euros. Look, Russia, Russia have to get the next goal in this game, lads, to give themselves any hope. If not, I can honestly see a collapse coming in the second half. I fear for Russia right now. But look, Russia free kick, good ball into the box. Oh, he should have done better with the header. He should have went for goal with it instead of trying to knock it down. Oh, that's poor.
Poor foul from the Donker, too. Why would you get a foul right there?
He's so... Oh, man. He gets up above the bench of defenders. He's on his own. Just header it towards goal. What's he doing headering it down? That's poor. That's very poor. And Belgium are just going back at them here again. Back at them here again. Is De Bruyne playing that?
No, De Bruyne is out. Yeah, he has the head injury with City. He's still out with the concussion.
What a wimp.
Stop it, David.
Honestly, even if I had a head injury, it wouldn't stop me playing from Ireland now. I'm not messing.
Yeah, but you remember with Vertonghen what he said, with the head injury? Yeah. He said it affected his game.
They're not Irish, lad. That's the problem. They're not made of steel, lad. They don't have that fighting Irish mentality in them, lad. They don't have to fight them. But look,
I'm not gonna lie though, this Ireland squad doesn't have that anymore either.
No, they don't. That's why they need me, lad. That's why they need me, McGregor, a few other people in there, right? Keane, we'll bring it back. But look, lads, we do have a lot of English fans watching, so we may as well, get your thoughts on a bit of what you think England can do this competition. And again, we'll start with Will and work our way around. I'm going to save mine to last because I know it's going to wind a few people up. So, look, Will, we'll start with you. What's your thoughts on England? And anyone tuning in, Belgium are 2-0 up. But Will, what's your thoughts, man?
Yeah, no, I mean, for me, it's, England has a really good squad on paper. Look, and maybe hopefully the English fans agree with me and don't, get on me too hard for this opinion here. I think the manager is poor. I think he doesn't have control of the players. Because with the players that England have, they should be, a dominant force in Europe, in every competition right now, and it's just not working out for them that way. So, I think on paper they've got a really good shot of going all the way. Problem is, will they be organized in a way that they can make that happen? A lot of great individual talent, but I don't know if they're organized well enough, to be honest with you.
Yeah, 100%. And just quickly before we get Jack's thoughts, we have a super chat here from Lazy8 0.1. Big up to Dave for keeping the mob in check. No offense, but I bet Will hands his kid a bowl of nails when he asks for a cake and ice cream for dinner. No, big yourself up for the super chat, man. I really do appreciate it. And look, one thing I can tell you about Will's kids, they'll be well disciplined. He's gone past the stage of having to hand them a bowl of nails. They don't even ask for it anymore because they know what the answer's going to be. So don't worry about that, my man. But Will, do you want to retort?
I mean, yeah, no, I mean, for my kids, that's what a loving parent does is give their kids what's best for them, not what they want, right?
No, 100%. That's what you
I'm
call
not gonna lie,
parenting
though.
101 from the Will handbook.
I'm not gonna lie though, Will. If you ever deny me a bowl of ice cream, it's gonna be you're gonna have a scrap first.
You're going to eat a bowl of ice cream after Ben and Jerry's. But look, before we get Jack's opinions on England, let's take in a few comments from the fans as well. We have Adam. He says, "Get Dave on the Irish panel ASAP." Chris, David, what happened to the good old days when a bust up of head players would still play? I know, lad. I know, you just wrap the bandage around it to come out and play. But nowadays, there's too much health and safety. Probably for the better, to be honest with you. But look, each to their own. I'm just more of the old mentality.
Handball.
We also have Aaron Dove. He says, "Lol, Dave, you made me laugh. These lads should try playing hurling. That'll toughen them up." No, look, they wouldn't last a minute playing hurling. Believe me, man. Fastest sport in the world. Paul G says, "Pint of Guinness and a slice of orange." Shout. Yeah, and Marion Cranford says Croatia will be a tough match. They have a good midfield that should control the match. England are normally a head case the past decade for big tournaments. Lazy A says respect, Will. So yeah, big up. Make sure everybody has smashed a like on the stream. Look, We Are Tottenham TV Army, I'm calling on you. Help get us through this stream. It's the first watch along for the Euros. There will be a lot more, depending if the boys keep me on. There was a bit of a fuck up at the start. But look, we're here now. We're motoring along nicely. But look, make sure you do We Are Tottenham TV Army. Make sure you have smashed a like on the stream. Subscribe on the channel. Don't be afraid to get those super chats in. Any questions you want to ask us, get them in the super chat. This is what we're here for. We're going to answer your questions. But look, Jackie, what's your thoughts on England? And by the way, you look like Jack Charlton with that flat cap, so fair play. Irish legend of a manager. Bet England in the Euros.
Yeah,
now was there in Stuttgart. Great memories. But Jack, what's your thoughts on England?
Yeah, Jack Charlton. So I'm told is a saint over there. I think I'll break it to the English fans. I mean, I think you're going to be seeing the back three, back five again at some point, and I think it's going to be something that Gareth Southgate's going to have to rely on again. I mean, it brought you guys success. You guys got to the semifinals, so maybe you'll be happy. But to be honest, it wasn't really the prettiest route, and maybe the prettiest kind of football I ever saw really from England. So I think you're going to have to revert to that. I think the exclusion from injury obviously is due to the injury mostly from Trent Alexander-Arnold. I think when you lost him and you replaced him, it seemed like with Ben White, I think it just obviously showed that you guys are going to go to a back three, back five. There's even talk of Luke Shaw playing in like a left-sided center back position. And the amount of fullbacks that were brought as well, I think is a real sign that there's going to be a back three, back five situation going on with England, and make that what you will, but that will mean less places for Grealish or Foden. That means maybe fewer places for Bellingham. It could all mean, certain players that you might love might be left out because there are going to be a lot of places needed for the defense.
Oh, that's a good nutmeg.
100%. 100%. Marcelo, what's your thoughts on England's champion?
Brazil has a better chance of winning the Euros. I'm just gonna say this: England, no, you guys don't really have a chance. Gareth Southgate's clueless, doesn't know what he's doing. If you had a better manager, I would have given you guys a chance. I think their squad is a little bit overrated, in my opinion. I think a lot of people like to overrate it because, everybody watches the Premier League and, that's the players they're used to seeing. But, some people don't watch the other leagues and see that there is a lot of really good talents out there. I think other than Harry Kane, Sancho, maybe Sterling, I guess. They have a very good front three. But other than that, their midfield, it's good. Their defense, I think, other than their fullbacks, they have very good fullbacks. I would say their fullbacks are world class, but their center backs are going to be where it's going to fail them. They don't have very good center backs, in my opinion.
Selected poorly.
I mean, but then who are you going to select? Harry Maguire isn't that good, but he's probably their best center back.
He's
John Stones. John Stones isn't that fantastic, but he's probably their best. I think, they just don't have very good center backs. That's just it.
I think they do. I think they just have center backs that are playing for lower for not the top 6 sides, and if
True.
you're not playing in his top 6 side, you're not getting picked, right?
True.
So
True.
I think that's more of the issue than the quality of center backs in England being poor, because you have I think there are a lot of good English center backs out there. I mean, Dyer, for crying out loud, it's been picked over some people like Dunk or other things like that. So I don't know.
Yeah. Look,
Cody.
sorry, go on.
No, I was just gonna also say, like, a lot of like these, I think a lot of these English players, other than Harry Kane, I think also a lot of these English players depend on a lot of players. They look very good for their club, but that's because they depend a lot on like foreign players. Like, for example, I think Sterling is absolutely horrible without Kevin De Bruyne feeding him balls. The balls that Kevin De Bruyne gives him. I think Harry Maguire is actually very poor without Bailey and a lot of these other defenders that can kind of bail him out, 24/7. Personally, I also think that Trent is very poor without Robertson. I think Robertson and Trent, that connection, I think people, tend to overlook it and they tend to hype it because, they're English and, listen, let's be real here. The English media, they like to overhype the English, players, and they like to, kind of downplay some of the foreign success that we have. But, let's just be really here. The foreign players kind of make the teams.
Look, for me, with England,
that was a good ball.
It could go either really well or horribly wrong. My prediction is I think it's going to go horribly wrong. I don't think they have the right manager in charge. I think they have some quality players. But I don't think they have a manager that has the bollocks to make the big calls in team selection. I don't think he even knows his best formation. He's tinkering between a back 5 and a back 4. And look, to be honest with you, the press always overhype England. And look, with England, right, everybody wants to beat them purely because they come in and they're thinking we're England, football's coming home. We can beat anybody, which is true. On their day, they can't beat anybody. They do create some great teams and stuff like that. But it's also all the bravado that comes with it, and they were keeping a lid on it very well this year. And then Foden comes out with a Gascoigne haircut, and it's just. You can see it's already bubbling up inside them. I get it, the excitement and everything else. But look, it's going to be like the rest of the Euros. The press build them up. They're up here. As soon as they don't deliver, they're going to absolutely tear them down. Look, me being an Irishman, obviously,
I did not slate England at all in my comments, just for the record. I did.
No, you didn't. I did. That's my job.
I know, but I'm just letting the people know. I did not slate. I said Gareth Southgate was weak, but I think there's a lot of English people that will agree with me on that. I don't think that's a harsh opinion, but I said the team has the quality to go all the way. Just for the record.
Yeah. No, look, if anyone's giving England stick, it's me. It's the Irishman on the panel. So give me the stick. But no, look, to be honest with you, as an Irishman, I really don't want them to have a good campaign. And the thing is, with their group, right, they think they're going to walk it. England think they're going to walk it. And look, with some of the players they have in the camp, I would expect them to have that mentality. Thing is to have Croatia, right? Knock them out in the semi-finals of the World Cup.
Yeah.
Croatia will be up for this. They'll be up for it. Scotland. It's their cup final. Even if they don't perform in the other 2 games, if they beat England, that's their Euros, mate.
Yeah.
And then like they're just going to wind them up. They're going to be like, look, we don't get to Euros or international competitions too much. So when are you ever going to play us again? We'll have this one. It's a bit like us Irish. We have the 1-0 in Stuttgart and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But no. And then Czech Republic, again, a team that people are underrating. I don't think it's going to be as easy as they think. But look, for me, ultimately, I do think it's going to be the defence that's going to let them down. It's going to be Pickford. Pickford cannot stay out of the cameras. He's very eccentric. As a goalkeeper, you just want him to be quiet, just go about his business quietly. Pickford will make a save. They'll give it the whole fist to the crowd. Come on, Mr. England, let's pump it up. And then what's going to happen is Modric is going to get the next shot, and he's going to absolutely rifle it into the net. It's going to get caught in the net in the stanchions, and he's going to say, shut up, Jordan. You know what I mean? This is what we can do.
Just don't have a winning mentality.
It's going to be very, very interesting. But just to let everybody know, it is 2-0 Belgium. It's half-time. We will get back onto Belgium in a minute. But what I would like to know from the lads is they have a lot of attacking players to pick from. And whether it be a 3 midfield or 2 with a 1 playing in front of them, You know, what players would you play there? Because you're talking Foden, Grealish, Mount, Bellingham, Henderson, Declan Rice. You know, so there's an array of talent in there. I do think that's going to be their biggest asset this Euros is that midfield. But Will, if you were England manager, who would you play?
Play for which position now? Sorry, I was watching the game.
The midfield. What
Jack
would you play in the
Jack
midfield?
Grealish has to be number 2 on the team sheet, doesn't he? In my opinion. I mean, it's Harry Kane, Jack Grealish. Depending on the formation, if they're playing in a 3-4-3 or 3-5-2, who else matches up with them? You know, I think that, and where this is the hard part about calling this is because with Gareth Southgate, you have no idea where they're going to play. It's really just kind of like watching Tottenham, to be honest with you. It makes the prediction so hard because you have no idea what position they're going to have him play in. Foden obviously has to be playing too. I think it would be criminal to not have Foden be playing. You know, but where is Grealish going to play? Is he going to play on the left side of a 3-4-3? You know, with Foden playing on the right side of that 3-4-3, and then who's playing in the 2 spots in the middle? Look, I really don't know. I mean, does Mason Mount get in here, or do they go more defensively?
That you sound like Gareth Southgate in these press conferences, Will.
Yeah,
when he asked him,
it's because that's where I'm getting the information from. You know what I mean? Do you go more defensively and start playing guys like Rice or, you know, Ward-Prowse or
Ward-Prowse? I don't think made the squad, did he?
Did he not even get selected? Yeah.
No,
I mean, so who are they going to play defensively then? Who's their defensive midfielder?
I think Declan Rice will be the defensive midfielder.
Calvin Phillips.
He's more of an 8, right? Calvin Phillips. Okay, yeah. Ward-Prowse is probably their best defensive midfielder, though. I'm surprised he didn't get selected. Yeah. Really am.
I think they should. Yeah.
If there's any English fans, let us know. You know what midfield tree you would play. Let us know the players you would play in there. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I think if they're going to do the 3-4-3 or the 3-4-2-1, which I do think they'll be doing, I would go Bellingham, Declan, and Rice as the 2 midfielders in the middle, and with the 3 up top, because I think he would rather go for 3 up top than 2 up top. For the 3 up top, I think the best scenario would actually be Jack Grealish on the wing as kind of a left winger who can also come central if he wants to, right, as number 10. And then you do Harry Kane up top, of course. And then on the right, I think you do Jadon Sancho, because Jadon Sancho is the most natural right winger. He's the most comfortable there, is very effective on the right wing, and can absolutely just cause havoc, to a different way than Jack Grealish can cause havoc. But I think both of them are just so creative in the way that they will go about it compared to the likes of Rashford and Sterling, where like Rashford and Sterling I wouldn't say are as creative by themselves. I think they need other players to help them be creative, whereas those Grealish, Kane, Sancho can all create their own goals, create their own assists, create their own plays, I think. And they're also, all those positions they'll be played in, they're quite comfortable in those positions as well.
Why is England even playing 3 at the back? And that's what really bothers me about this. It'd be so much easier if it was like a 4-2-3-1 or a 4-3-3. I know exactly who I'd pick. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I just don't understand with in a 3-4-3, 3-5-2, you know, 3.
Gareth likes to be mysterious, Will. He likes to be mysterious, plays cards, hold his cards, not close to his chest, but close to his waistcoat. You know, he's that sort of guy. He likes to be mysterious and one of these people. Honestly, he's not the right man.
With Maguire out, though, I think that's why they might be switching to it, because with Maguire out, they don't seem to have as much confidence in themselves and having 2 in the back. And it seems like they're kind of like forced to be playing Tyrone Mings. And it seems like with Tyrone Mings, they're not as comfortable with him in 2 in the back. So
why? Mings is a good center back.
If Mings, to each his own. But with Mings, I think they probably are more comfortable with him being a 3 in the back, with someone like maybe Kyle Walker also in the 3 in the back with him, and maybe someone else that can also.
I mean, I how many mistakes has Tyrone Mings made like Harry Maguire has?
To be honest, he's already made a couple of mistakes actually in his England kind of call-ups recently. He's had a couple of kind of dicey moments, I would say, already in his recent fixtures.
for me, this is another thing, and I don't get why England do it, but they tend to pick up players that have carried injuries all season, knowing that they're not going to be 100% fit for tournaments. They've done it with Jack Grealish and other players down the years, and I don't understand why. Look, you know, I think they believe in this whole camaraderie thing, you know, leaders in the camp, whatever else, but if they're not fit, there's no point in bringing them there. That's just my opinion on it. But look, Marcelo, you know, what midfield would you pick if you were Garrett?
So I can't do. It has to be 3 on the back, right? Because that's what they're gonna play.
Well, we don't
I guess.
know. Garrett likes
Well,
to keep it close to his waist goal.
Well, I guess the 3 midfielders I would choose would be. I like the look of Declan Rice. I think he's a good baller. I think they need more physical player in there. I think either Calvin Phillips could be another shout, or God, I'm trying to think of another defensive midfielder that they have. I know Declan Rice can play the defensive midfielder, but
get Jude Bellingham in there. He's box to box.
Bellingham, yeah, something like that. Yeah. Ward-Prowse, you know, maybe that could also work, but for me it would be Rice. I like Calvin Phillips. I think he's just you know, a unit. And then I would put Foden up there, and then in the front 3 I have Grealish, Kane, and then on the right, that's actually kind of tricky. I'll have Sancho.
Sancho.
Yeah, Sancho.
Yeah. For
All
me,
right.
look, up front, I'd have Harry Kane. I'd play a 4-2-3-1. Out on the right, I'd have Sancho. Out on the left, I'd have Foden. In the centre of them, I'd have Jack Grealish, most foul player in the Premier League. If he can pick up the ball in and around them areas and get free kicks, it's an area England can exploit, whether it be you have a shot or balls into the box. Harry Maguire, he will attack balls all day long. You know, he's a danger from set pieces. So that'll be interesting. And then my 2 midfielders, I'd play Rice and Bellingham. With Rice, he's just going to sit back. He's going to protect everything. With Bellingham, he's box to box, but the kid can play. And he has no fear in him. He has no fear in him. And that's the massive thing with that. We have a super chat here from Lazy 8, 0.1. 2 questions. 1, do you lads think there's any chance of Scotland getting out of their group? And 2, Marcelo, what happened? Made show up late today. So look, we'll let Marcelo answer the second question, and then we'll go back to the first question. So Marcelo, did your mate show up late today?
What's up? Can you repeat that question?
Yeah, he says, Marcelo, what happened? Did your mate show up late today?
Oh, my mate.
Your maid.
Oh, my mate. No.
Sometimes people come in and start cleaning your room, lad.
No. I usually clean my room, but that's usually my mom. She comes and asks if I want to eat or something. But no.
There you are, Lazy 8. It's Marcelo getting the menu handed to him so he can pick what he wants for his dinner. But the first part of the question is, do you lads think there's any chance of Scotland getting out of their group? I'm going to hand this to Jack. Jack, you take over for 2 minutes. I need to go to the toilet quickly, and I'll be back.
Yeah, listen, I'll give my initial response. With Scotland, look, they'll be playing Czech Republic. I think in the Czech Republic game, it actually will be one of the most boring games of the tournament, I anticipate, because I think they're actually Czech Republic and Scotland are actually quite similar teams. They're very workhorseman-like teams, not a lot of individuals, and they'll just kind of all work for each other and work very hard. Scotland have more of like a 3-5-2 kind of shape, or 3-4-2-1 kind of shape. But whereas Czech Republic are kind of 4-2-3-1 kind of standard. But yeah, I think they're just such similar teams and kind of the vibe and just how they play and just kind of the workhorsemanship of those teams. So I actually see it being a draw or almost like a 0-0. And then maybe with the England game, I actually see them at least getting a point, if not 3 points against England, because I think it's the match of their lives, to be honest. So I see them getting at least a point from it. So then, yeah, you know, if they come out of that with 4 points, yeah, absolutely qualifying. But that's a big ask. Marcelo, what do you think?
I think England will finish. We're talking about the English group, right?
No, I think Scotland. He's saying what's Scotland's chances?
Oh no.
They play Czech Republic first and then England.
I think Czech Republic will beat them, and I think England. That's going to be a feisty game. I think England, they think they're going to roll right through Scotland. I think England will win it, but I could see a draw happening in that game. And a draw for Scotland will be huge for them. But no, I think they'll finish last. I don't think they have much of a chance at all.
Yeah. Well, what do you give Scotland's chances?
I give Scotland. I'm pulling for Scotland this year. I think their team is probably looking and playing more as a group better than they have.
They're in good run form
in a long time. I mean, you've got Robinson, O'Donnell, Adams, Tierney.
Yeah, that's true.
McTominay, Dykes isn't horrible. McGinn is playing great.
Right.
The more you say it,
McGregor isn't horrible for Celtic either.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think Scotland is my Cinderella story for this one. But I am.
If they make it out of the group,
my
that would
heritage
be
is
a
Scottish.
Cinderella.
So.
That would be Cinderella. Yeah.
But look, before we get back into
Czech Republic.
Before we get back into Belgium content, lads, let's take this question from Mark Swift. He says, "Did you see the Levy video on Twitter?" I haven't. Have any of you seen it? And would you like to talk about it?
Yeah, I've watched it.
Yeah,
no, it happened too close to the Christian Eriksen thing, and
So
David
what
and
exactly was he saying?
So he basically
it was a letter to Brian Daigle.
So he basically said, that. Well, he mentioned Paratici. He said, yeah, he's director of football. He's going to be doing more of the footballing decisions. He basically kind of said that he's going to step down a little bit for the football decisions, but you all know that, his word is about as meaningless as anything. I just kept mumbling on about how we're in a financial situation where we can't spend lots of money, and we're one of the clubs with that have been hit the most from the pandemic, and that we can't spend money or else the club is gonna never recover and all this stuff. Just a big load of excuses for themselves. And they say, oh yeah, we will spend money, but we have to sell and then buy. The same shit you hear every summer, and I was bored of it at that point. Really, I could care less. The man's word is means less than a penny to me. Honestly, a penny would mean more.
No, 100%. Will, what's your thoughts on it, man?
On what now? Sorry, I was watching the highlights again.
On the Levy video.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I already said my views. I mean, he was basically calling out the fans who have been criticizing him, and I'm seriously. As I was watching it, I was literally like, he's literally speaking right. He's looking at the camera and speaking to Brian Daigle and to our group, because he's saying that there are fans in the media who are saying, that he's doesn't put in money and doesn't spend money when he could, or that he doesn't care about football, that it's all about money. I haven't seen that anywhere other than our circle on YouTube. Now, granted, I don't spend a lot of time outside of that, and I haven't seen any news reports stating that. Except for maybe Alistair Gold, who it's very obvious that he watches this sphere of videos as well. So it really felt like I almost kind of chuckled to myself, right? Like I was like, he's talking to us.
No. So. Very interesting. Very interesting. Look, I'm going to reserve judgment till I see it. That's just the way I operate. But very interesting. I will be straight on to that after this. Look, lads. We only have 142 likes on the stream. The WeAreTottenhamTV army. You're much better than that. Let's get a few more likes on the stream. Make sure you smash that like button. Keep getting your comments in. Make sure you smash subscribe on the channel if you're new. And get those super chats in, guys, with questions for the panel. Get the super chats in for us, and we'll answer anything you want us to answer. But look, we'll get back to Belgium. And we'll start with you, Jack. Jack, do you think Belgium have a realistic chance of winning the Euros?
Look, they've looked very strong. Granted, this is against Russia, who maybe we were backing to be maybe a good team, but like we said in our preview today, David, they're an absolute 8-ball of a team. They could be great, they could be horrible. So I really, it's kind of more like I give Italy more credit for their victory against Turkey than I would Belgium's, probably potential victory here against Russia. But yeah, I mean, they look very strong. It's just really like, I think they'll advance very easily. I see them no problem getting 9 points from this group. But again, I think they don't have necessarily a very demanding group. And if they get to the round of 16 and maybe they could get kind of smacked in the mouth by a certain team. Yeah. To answer your question, I don't see them winning it.
Yeah. Interesting. Will, what's your thoughts? You see Belgium winning the Euros?
Winning it, I don't necessarily think winning it.
They have to play a team from Group
I
F at
personally
some
think
point.
that Portugal's my pick for the year.
Yeah. Look.
Not France, not Belgium, not Germany, not Spain. Portugal for me, I think is going to pull a back-to-back one here. It's just my opinion. But the talent that they have and the form that those players are on in their respective teams and leagues, I think is the best across all. I mean, like France has got great players, but some of the form that those players have been on in their club teams hasn't been that great. I mean, like Griezmann and stuff like that. You know, that a lot of those players that are from that World Cup squad have just kind of been anonymous over the last couple of years in their prospective teams. So, I mean, even Mbappe, has he had the best season with PSG this season? Not really. I mean, yeah, he's put up numbers because he's Mbappe playing in France, right? But
he had 7 goals in the Champions League.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is they didn't win the league. Or PSG wasn't a dominant enough squad that they won the league. So, but the guys that Portugal have are, you know, with the exception of maybe Cristiano Ronaldo, have been in prime form in their home teams this year. So I really see them as they're my pick.
I fully agree with you. Look, I do think Portugal would be my favourites. Just on Belgium, look, I think they'll get out the group stage all right, but beyond there, I think it's going to be a tough ask. Look, I can't see past Portugal. Look, they won the Euros last time round. You know, with Portugal, they have that experience, they have the togetherness, and they didn't even have a great squad the last time round.
With a very different team.
Better squad this year.
Yeah. And this year, it's absolutely stacked with star-studded talent. And for me, they have so many different options. So many. Honestly,
they also have a good manager. I think the Portugal. I also think they have a good manager as well. I think the Portuguese manager has done wonders. Honestly, the fact that he won a Euros with that squad, you know, it's very impressive. So, my opinion, I was gonna before, you know, Ramos fell off. I was gonna say Spain. Actually, I like the look of Spain. I think they have some pretty good players, and I think Belgium will go far. I think Belgium will go to the semis. I think they will go that far. But my top 3 are France, Portugal, and Spain.
Yeah, I don't think Spain will get anywhere.
Yeah, I don't agree with you on the Spain one.
Really, I think Spain will go. I think they look.
I do think France have a chance. I do. I don't think you can write them off. The World Cup winners.
Yeah, I'm calling them a dark horse because I'm just not a fan of France. But
no, look, I'm not either. I find them very arrogant, to be honest with you. But
I will say this: you guys are also all underestimating Germany. I understand. No. Look. As a great nation, right? Germany and Brazil, 2 of the greatest nations. You can never count us out.
No, you're never too much on heritage.
Football heritage is just as important. When you wear a Germany or a Brazil shirt, it does not matter. You have the attitude of winners. And you go out there thinking that you can beat anybody. It's true. Honestly, I always say Brazil's 1994 team should have never won the World Cup. Italy should have won it. They had by far the best team that year in the World Cup. But when you wear that Germany shirt, it's a different type of thing. It's a different type of magnitude.
You see the group? Did you see the group though? Germany are in with France and Portugal.
I know. I understand that.
Even get it out of the group.
I understand that, but I think
you guys. In the World Cup
but
either,
if they get to 3rd place, I still think they can go far.
And their squad is really
old. It's only 3rd place if they get the right point from the setup.
Their squad is not old.
Their squad is not old.
What's the average age?
Only
like 24, 25.
Only 4 3rd-place teams come out of the group.
I know, and if they
have to have the highest points, and in that group, I think it's going to be difficult for Germany to acquire the points to be able to come out 3rd.
I'm telling you, Germany, if they make it out of the group, right? They will go further than England just because of football heritage. You guys underestimate football heritage. It's the same thing as the Irish had, you know, back in the old days, right? No matter who they played, they had that tough man attitude. Right?
Average age is 27.6.
They made it difficult for everybody to play them.
Plenty below plenty of other teams. 27.6 is actually the perfect age average that you actually want. I'm not kidding.
France.
They only have 4 players from their original World Cup winning squad, which is also considering history. You know, it's only you go back one for their World Cup. They won it. So
listen,
they only have 4 players from that original squad. So that is a very different team.
Also, let me add another thing. France, they've had many great squads in the past. They probably should have won more World Cups and more Euros than they have. But the big thing with the French is they have a poor attitude. They have a big ego, and they sometimes don't get all along. And you're starting to hear it now with Giroud and Kylian Mbappe. And I'm telling you, if that stuff starts to happen, they will not win the Euros. The French has done this multiple times. They sometimes
they should have got knocked out of the South Africa World Cup in the group stage because
and you know, and you know, in the finals against Italy, they should have won that as well. They didn't have the mental attitude to win it. Sometimes the French, they've always had the talent, but sometimes they've lacked the attitude and the cojones to win the tournament.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but look, you know, you can only judge them off the previous tournament. The World Cup.
No, that's true. They're a great squad, but I'm just saying. These things, you know, people like to deny football heritage, but these things are real.
I'm not denying football heritage. I'm not denying football heritage whatsoever. But every nation, every so often, has a tournament where they go out a lot earlier than expected, and then after that, they rebuild and come back. With France, you know, look, Italy's another one. I do think they're dark horses. But with France, I look, like I said, the World Cup winners. You know, they're after bringing back Benzema. You know, to give them another option up front to make them more important up front. So for me, I don't think you can write them off. But with Germany,
I'm not writing them off.
With Germany, I don't think
the only thing that brings Germany's age down is their squad players that are like 18 and 22, 23.
What? That's not true. They have Harvard.
Yeah. I'm looking at the squad list right now.
They have Harvard. Potential starting 11 right now.
They have Kimmich. They're all in their 20s, man.
Well, I'm looking at their potential starting 11. You have, and this is what supposedly everyone thinks is going to be the starting 11. It's going to be Gnabry, Werner, Sané. Those guys are all below 25. You have Cruz, Kimmich.
Sané's shit. Look at him again.
Sané's 25. Gnabry's 25. And who else did you say?
Werner.
Timo Werner's 25. They're all 25.
They're all below 25.
That's
not
the
below 25. They're 25. They'd be U26.
Do you want to
trust me? They're not getting out of this group stage. If
you're 25, you're not below 25.
I just was guessing.
Like
Russia just had a chance there. Russia had a chance to pull up.
And then you look at Kimmich, Goretzka. They're still not reached their prime yet. Then you look at Sula. He's not reached his prime yet. And and they have plenty of other younger players that they could play. Florian Neuhaus, Kai Havertz, Kevin.
I like that floor. I love that Florian.
Masala's 18. The other
that's
no other player except for Koch is under 25 on the whole team.
Look at the average age of all the other teams. Look at the average age of 27 is even below the average prime anyway of most players. And then also look at the other teams. Like the average age will be well above that. Guarantee that.
I get it.
You want a group full of 18-year-olds?
No, you want a squad 20, 23, 24 in your prime is the best one. 27, especially when you have goalkeepers and defenders that are average age at 28 plus, is I'm just saying they didn't make it out of the group in the World Cup. That's not that's not deniable.
The World Cup.
But that's
I just think with Joachim Löw, the ball sniffer. You know, they know it's his last tournament, this, that, and the other. They know it's his last tournament. And I don't think that kind of... Look, I am writing Germany off. I'm probably going to end up eating my words, probably silly me. I cannot see them getting anything out of Portugal. I can't see them beating France. And I think they will beat Hungary, but I don't think 3 points would be enough to get them out. And just with Joachim Löw's last tournament, stuff like that, I think it's going to be a mixed bag. I was very disappointed with them at the last World Cup. And I think maybe teams have copped on to Joachim Löw's way of playing. and maybe he is a small bit outdated. And to be honest with you, not even did he bring Thomas Muller this time?
Yeah, he did.
Oh, fair play to him. So brought him back into the squad. But no, I just don't see them having the strikers. With Germany, they've always had great strikers. They had Oli Bierhoff, Oli Neuvel. You know, they had Miroslav Klose. You know, they've always had great strikers. And going into this one, they got teeny weeny.
Holland and Werner right now. So I
don't think he's potent enough to fire them anywhere near close to winning this Euros.
Here's my thing. Yeah, I don't think it's controversial. This is the thing. It's like, I just don't think it's controversial. Like, if you look at the three, right, I think it could make sense to look at Germany and think this would be the one that might be the first to go out. But I just, maybe no offense, just all the reasons given, I just kind of, just don't make a lot of sense to me so far. I think there are reasons that you could put them last of the three. But like age, you know, like them being too old, like, to be honest, like,
25 is not old.
Yeah, and also 27.
No, only their midfield
is
average is 25. The other, and that brings the average down for the whole average of the whole team is 27.
But I look at this whole squad. If you just look at every player, there's one old player, there's one young player, there's one old player, there's one young player.
That's what you want. You want a mix of experience.
And also average age of 27. Like, that is fantastic. Like, I would say that is perfect, actually, because that is actually slightly below 29, which is probably everybody's prime for most positions. And then, yeah, like that makes a lot of sense. But I think there are other reasons you could come up with to criticize them. But to be honest,
let's forget about the average age of the squad. Let's get back to Belgium and Russia and the game we are watching. Look, I think Belgium are just going through the motions right now. It's what it's looking like. You know, Russia, they're trying. God love them, they just don't have the quality. You know, they're just giving the ball back to Belgium every time. I do think maybe come 70 minutes. Maybe in the next 10 minutes, you'll probably see another Belgium goal, put the game to bed. And it's going to be an easy 3 points. Toby Alderweireld, Jan Vertonghen, not really being tested today. But my concerns for Belgium going forward in the competition is if they come up against the likes of Italy or you know, teams like that, or teams that play three up top. Because all you have to do is kind of leave your wingers up, put your long balls in behind. You know, you could expose Toby and Alderweireld's pace. And we've seen the teams do that, you know, when we've seen them in the Tottenham jersey. You know, they are getting on in age. And look, Belgium, they're playing well now, but honestly, looking at them, I'm not convinced they are going to do enough to kind of scare anybody. But look, credit to them. They're winning. But what's your thoughts on the game so far, lads?
I can
fairly balanced.
Yeah, I think it's been a good performance for Belgium. I'm actually kind of disappointed in Russia. I thought they would have put more of a better performance like they did at the World Cup. I was impressed with their performance in the World Cup. They haven't been physical. They've been trying to do weird things like passing from the back, which is not really their style. They're kind of more, you know, stay compact, take it long, and here's them from the counterattack. But no, that breaks it off. But you know, I just felt like Russia didn't really play their game. They're trying to play a different style that I don't think it suits them, and I think Belgium is just an easy win for them, really easy.
Do you think that maybe Belgium are in a case where, like, you know, 2-0 up, they say it's the most dangerous place to be in football, you know, because you can get too comfortable and all of a sudden like that it can change. Do you think maybe if Russia scored, they could take the game to them and maybe nick something from this myself?
Well, 100%. You know, you and I, we've seen it many times in football, you know, especially as being Spurs fans. You know, we're 2-0 up and then, you know, all of a sudden the score, like, you know, we're comfortable. We think, oh, yeah, game's over, right? And then the team scores in the 80th minute and we're like, oh, hold on a second, lads. We're in the game now, you know? So Russia, you know, they need to capitalize on these set pieces. They're tall, they're big. They need to, you know, start kicking it long. They need to start trying to get on the counterattack. Stop with this possession-based football. You know, this is what I'm starting to hate with football nowadays. Everybody wants to be, you know, the next model, the next little, you know, star. There's no shame in having 11 men behind the ball, kicking shins, breaking bones, and, you know, trying to kick it long and win it. You know, play some Big Sam style.
Yeah. Being honest with you, I agree with you. Like, when you're a worse team coming up against a team like that, one thing they don't want to come up against, like, look, if you move your team side to side and block up gaps, they'd enjoy that all day. One thing they don't want is you kicking them. And you can guarantee you'll take a couple of them off their game and they'll shy away. So if that was me, look, being honest, I agree with you. No harm in it whatsoever. You know, go for them, kick them around a little bit, and hopefully get a bit of joy, because once you start kicking them around 50-50s, they'll start pulling out of balls that break, you know, they'll pull out of, and they'll start getting a bit more possession, a bit more into the game. But Will, what's your thoughts, man?
I just think that Belgium has way too much attacking power for Russia to cope with. That's the end all be all. They both can be physical, but Russia just doesn't have the attackers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, they're playing hard. They're giving good heart. Like, watching it here on the pitch, it's a fun match to watch. But unfortunately, I just think they're outgunned. You know?
Yeah.
I don't think they're playing hard at all. I think they've been disgraceful this game. Personally,
Russia?
yeah, Russia. Yeah, like, why would you play to your enemy's hands? It just makes no sense.
From the defense, like their build-up play from the defense, and also their defending in general has been pretty atrocious. But
they're playing Belgium though. That's what I'm saying.
But the thing is, exactly, you know,
they have
like,
to play counter-attacking football. They can't go out and play attacking football against Belgium.
But they didn't go out like that. They came out open, right? And then they conceded 2 goals, and they're like, holy shit, now we have to, you know, play even more open. And you know, play like, why don't you just come out 11 men behind the fucking ball? Just give the ball to Belgium. Just let them play around.
I don't think you need to come out. This is a knockout tournament, right? You don't need to come out and play more open. You need to lock it down so they don't score any more goals, because goals different plays a role. If you look at the group that they're in, you know, they're never. I don't think they ever bet this as counted this match as 3 points, right? So I think that right now you just sit back, put 11 men behind the ball, and try to do damage control.
Fair point.
No, I say, you know, you got to go for the win. You got to go for the draw. In my opinion, I think.
No.
Like, I think Russia could have had this. Honestly, I'm seeing, you know, sometimes Belgium really get hit from the counters. Counters just, you know, for Russia just hasn't been connecting. But I felt like if they started the game, they kind of, you know, weathered the storm. You know, what do you say when you play a team better than you, David? Just weather the storm. Just hold on. A mistake will happen. Then capitalize it. And you know, Belgium has been making mistakes, but the issue is Russia can't commit to these counters now because they're 2-0 down. Because if they like you said, well, you know, like they came out with this game completely wrong.
On this, look, it's interesting because I see it from both yours and Will's point of view. But in a way, right, even if they got slapped 5-0 today, right, and they went for it and got slapped 5-0, if they win their next 2 games, that's 6 points and they're out of the group. Realistically, they're getting out of the group, and if they don't get out second, they'll 100% get out third. So it's a bit of, but again, you know, what if they only win 1 and draw 1 and it's 4 points and it comes down to goal difference? So, you know, look, me personally, if I was manager of the team right now, it's more of a pride thing for me. I'd send them out to try and get back into the game. That's the way I believe football should be coached. That's the way I believe football should be played. You know, they don't call it the beautiful game for no reason. You know, I believe you should always try and get on the ball, pass it around, show a bit of flair, and ultimately show a bit of quality. But look, it could come down to goal difference, so I do see the point. But if I was manager, just as a pride thing, I'd want my team to go out and try and attack it and restore a bit of pride in the performance. But yeah, it's a tough one. Right now, it kind of looks like that maybe Russia just looking back to try and get a set piece, get a corner, get a free kick into the box.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you
try
got to
and get back into the game that way. But Jack, man, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of things have been said very well, but maybe the one nuance I can add is simply I think with 3 in the back, if you're playing against 3 central defenders, 3 center backs, I think you just need someone a bit more that just be pacey, or just someone that can be right next to Juba, because I feel like Marcelo might back me up here, but Juba, I felt like, has won every single header. He's been able to chest it, bring it down, and he's just looking for someone right next to him that he can work off of. And
kind of almost like Martinez, Lukaku, right? Where, you know, Lukaku is the tank, you know, is winning all the headers, and then you got Martinez, you know, with the pace and everything. I absolutely agree with you, Jack.
And when there's 3 defenders, right? And if you're a guy like Juba and you've already done all that work against 3 defenders, 3 central defenders, and you won the ball, you brought it down, chested it down, or you've won a header or whatever, and then there's just no one to support you, it's probably very frustrating. I think that's not maybe tactically wise, just because, yeah, if you're going against 3 center backs, you don't want to leave your striker completely alone, because then, yeah, whatever he's doing up there is going to be usually met with no one to follow him up.
No, but I mean, look too. But you got to understand too that you understand that the manager for Russia went into the locker room at halftime knowing the Finland Denmark result and seeing that Finland scrapped 3 points from Denmark, who you would have thought would have been your biggest competitor getting out of the group. You've got to sit back now and just not let them score anymore, right? Like that's what for me as a manager, if I'm sitting back there, that's would have been my thing. Okay, look. We're 2-0 down. We're going to get goals if we can, but they don't score again, right? That's got to be the focus here now based on the results, right? You got to remember this is a knockout competition. Glory and going out for the good of the game is great, but it doesn't matter if you don't make it through, right? You know what I mean? So
I get what you're saying, but if I'm the Russian manager, to be honest with you, I'd expect us to beat Finland. I'd expect us to beat
that's what
Denmark.
I'm saying. That's why them winning against Denmark helps you, right? That's basically 3 points in your favor. You know what I mean? Because I would say Denmark and Russia are probably about, Denmark has a little bit more, maybe with Christian Eriksen out now, they really don't. Denmark is probably now fairly balanced with Russia, I think, squad-wise.
Before what happened today, Will, I probably would have said, I would have expected Denmark to beat Russia. Yeah. But with what's happened today, I'll probably, if I was the Russian manager, I'd probably fancy my chances beating them two teams now, to be honest with you. And he probably should be aiming for it. But look, I fully get what you're saying. Like, control the damage, because again, I suppose if you get spanked 5-0, what kind of confidence does that give you going into the next game and stuff like that? But look, it's just personal. Look, it comes down to personal preference as well. Yeah. Strategically, all the managers are probably just trying to minimize the damage limitation, especially if you're a team that you're not going to beat the top team in the group. You send them out there, you try and shore it up and just control the damage. But for me, it would just be a pride thing. I want my team to go out. Sorry?
Did you see that? That was class from Jan Vertonghen. That was class. He absolutely dummied that attacker. Oh, that was class. I miss him. How did we go from Moon? Yes, I told people. I said, don't renew the contract, Levy. Renew the contract. People are like, no, but Eric Dyer, he's 25. I'm like, Eric Dyer could be, 20 years old, and Jan Vertonghen could be 60, and I'll still rather Jan Vertonghen at this club. Like the guy just had the way he just dummied that. It's just like it's classic Jan Vertonghen.
No, yeah, it doesn't panic. No problem.
Composure with the ball, knows how to pass, understands positioning.
Like he's been there before, Marcelo.
Yeah, and then you see Eric Dyer, he gets the ball and it's like, it's like a hot potato. It has a bomb on it, and he has to get rid of it. It's just I'm mad. I'm just mad from seeing that. Just like that. That's what we used to have.
David, he went from praising Jan Vertonghen and getting a hard on from it, and then goes just saying and getting frustrated and angry with Eric Dyer. That's so funny.
Yeah, no, I can feel the pain because ultimately now Eric Dyer was his
Who's that midfielder for Russia? He looks fiery.
Which one?
The young guy looking in that guy right there, 17.
Oh, that's probably Golovin. 17. Yeah.
I have no idea who that is.
Honestly, Marcelo, he lit up the last World Cup in Russia, Golovkin. For me, I think he's actually their best player.
Yeah, he looks like a player.
He has a great shot on him, but he gets stuck in as well. He gets stuck in, and it's someone we could probably do with at Tottenham. To be honest with you, WeAreTottenhamTV says the Belgian number 5 looks all right. Maybe we should go for him.
Right. Oh my God!
That's Toby Alderweireld, I'm presuming.
No, that's Jan Vertonghen.
That's Jan.
Oh, Jan Vertonghen. Oh, he's number 5.
Yeah,
4 is Jan, I think.
Do you know what? His comments were interesting. That he said he was still suffering a bit after, and it's a bit disappointing because maybe we could have, the service that he's given Tottenham, maybe we could have seen him through that, and once he felt right and he came round again, we could have had a better Jan Vertonghen. On that, I probably do blame Jose, to be honest with you. I probably do blame Jose on that because
came out in the media.
Maybe that was an error in judgment. Maybe it was, look, his legs are gone. He's not the same midfielder. rather than anyone asking him, like, you know, like, Jan, are you okay? Because he was saying in training, you know, his head would hurt and he'd have headaches and stuff like that. And yeah, I'm just thinking maybe we let him go too soon. Maybe we should have seen him through the concussion, especially after the service he gave us. And, you know, giving him one more season at least. And God knows we could have done with him this season, and he probably would have seen a lot more game time. What do you make on that? I'm going to start with Will and work our way around the panel.
No, I don't disagree with you. I don't. Look, I know people who've had serious concussions, and it can not only change your physical fitness, but it can also change your mental fitness as well. I mean, it can change your personality. I mean, you can literally do things that you normally wouldn't do. I mean, we're talking about your brain here, right? So, if your brain's not fit, there's no way you can be fit. Yeah, I think it was kind of just a misdiagnosis there of what's going on.
100%, 100%. I fully agree with you, Jack.
Yeah, I think if we had kept Jan and we had just given Jan maybe more time and another chance, I mean, you consider then that it would have made a lot more sense, or it'd be a lot easier to get rid of the likes of GPS Sanchez or Moon Boots, you know, or Mr. Anonymous, you know, Ben Davies, who seems to be a center back now for Wales. So, you know, in a way you could think about it, right? I'd rather have Jan Vertonghen than a lot of those players even still right now. So it would have maybe give us a better excuse to be able to sell on some of those other players. But maybe knowing the way our club thinks, yeah, we went for Jan instead, the person that's actually maybe the best of all of them.
No, 100%. I agree with you. And plus, we could have done with his left foot as well.
Right.
But Marcelo, what's your thoughts on that whole situation with Jan?
I'll never forgive him. I'll never forgive Jose for that. You know, like how do you just, you know, how do you rate Eric Dyer more than Jan Vertonghen? You know what I mean? I said it's clear as day. You know, and you know what? Him rating that because of that, that's probably the reason why he got sacked. You know, because imagine if he kept Jan, giving Jan a chance. He's like, you know what, Jan? You know, because Jan, he like you said, he talked about this, that he had a head injury. Had he been patient with Jan, and, you know, this season, you know, who's a clearly better defender, we would have won more games, and he probably wouldn't have gotten the sack. You know, so in my opinion, Eric Dyer, you know, you chose to trust that buffoon, and that's what you get. That's what you get, you know, and now we're stuck with this shit. And man, you know, Jan Vertonghen, he's my favorite. Like, not just my favorite Tottenham defender. He is one of my favorite defenders of all time. You know, him, you know, I know it's going to be controversial, but Thiago Silva, you know, I don't care what you say. He's my captain. He wears this proud and, you know, loud and proud. He wore it for 10, you know, 15 years, and he never let us down. You know, one of those two guys are probably my favorite defenders of my generation. And, you know, we sold them and we replaced Dyer. It's an absolute crime.
Yeah, it is. It is. And look, another player, Toby, probably hasn't been at his best this year, but if we didn't have him, God knows what would have happened. But with Toby, look, he's had another good game. He's having a good game today. He hasn't really been tested too much, to be honest with you. But with him, look, I believe, look, we have to stick with him for another season. I really do think he's going to be here another season. I know there's been reports in and out of the press over the season that he wants to go back. That, you know, maybe some of the Belgian clubs are looking at bringing him back there for a swan song and whatever else. But for me, I think we need to keep him. I think we need to build our defence around him next season. You know, buy a centre back, put it in beside him, let him learn off him. But the reason why I say we need to keep Toby is because you're not going to get someone that can pass the ball out of the back as good as him.
Yeah.
You know, for like we have other areas where we do need to spend the money on it. We need to get in another centre back. We need to get a right back. For me, I think we need another centre midfielder. And if we could push the ball out, I'd probably go for another right winger if we're not bringing Gareth Bale back in. But for me, I think we need to keep him because I think he's been very important for Tottenham. Because when teams identify, look, you just press Tottenham, they're gonna panic, they're gonna kick the ball back, and then we can take control of the game. One thing with Toby is he offers that long ball out over the top, and 9 times out of 10 they're accurate. So for me, I think we need to keep him for another season.
And the number one thing, David, number one thing you also missed: composure with the ball. You know, like what do? They just, you know, as soon as Toby gets the ball, they just press him, and then, you know, Toby will give it to Dyer, and then we lose the ball. That's, you know, it's just, you know, it's just so easy. We need defenders with composure with the ball.
100%. But a question for everyone actually just come to my mind. What Tottenham player if any, do you see lifting the Euros this season? That's a good question.
Funny.
That's a mind boggler.
That's a great question, David.
Well, if the teams that I
Do you
have
think it's going
winning
to be
it,
Harry
would be
Kane,
none.
Hugo Lloris and Sissoko, you know, Jan Vertonghen or Toby Alderweireld, you know, Ben Davies and Gareth Bale, you know, what Spurs player do you think could potentially be lifting the European trophy?
Yeah, David, that's a great question. You know, I'm gonna go then. I'm gonna say it's coming home, David. I'm gonna say it's coming home. Football's coming home.
You're going with Harry Kane.
I'm going with Harry Kane. Then I don't want. Personally,
If you pick Harry Kane, he's gone this summer. I guarantee you that. If England wins the Euro back off of another Harry Kane like Golden Boot or something like that, I'm sorry, you might as well just pack his bags for him.
I mean, I probably will be packing his bags for him. I'd love to be, you know, the last person to let him go. I'd love to fold his socks for him, you know, love to see, you know, crease his pants, you know, let him, give him a kiss on the cheek before he walks out the door to Man City. Yeah. So to be honest, yeah, I'd love to be there.
For me, I actually think if any Spurs players have a chance, I think it's going to be Hugo Lloris. And I can't believe I'm going to say this, but Moussa Sissoko.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I think they have the best chance of all Tottenham players to win it, to lift the Euro trophy. Marcelo, what about you?
No, I was gonna say Hugo and Sissoko are the best chance. Reguilon isn't in Spain, so you know I was gonna say maybe Reguilon or you know, but no, just those guys. I think you know Belgium has a chance, but yeah.
I think Belgium has a chance, but for me, I mean, I really think this is Portugal's tournament to lose. To be honest with you,
Interesting.
I mean, they have an old squad too, but their attacking threat is just
yeah. They got one of the.
I would say their starting 11 is one of the. I'd say they have the best starting 11. I think.
Do you think Cristiano Ronaldo show up? He's had a poor season by his standards.
He always
He's
shows
34, 35 now. Some people are saying maybe he's over the hill. For me, I think he could end up having his best tournament yet.
I think he's more fit than a lot of the players about 5, 6, 7 years younger than him, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he's a beast.
The dude takes
also
really good care of himself.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, I think also in this season, I kind of wrote this down, but compared to, you know, maybe seasons past for Portugal, where like it's all about like whether players can maybe meet Ronaldo at his level. I think what actually is the case this season is that Portugal is that good. They're actually more like, can Ronaldo meet them at their level? Like, because a lot of these players are unbelievable. The likes of Joao Cancelo. If you had Joao Cancelo and Rafael Guerreiro, like the two most technical like fullbacks, like I would say in world football, like those guys are absurd as attacking fullbacks. If you just look at their attacking output, those guys, I think like Guerrero has something like 12 assists or like something like just in the Bundesliga or something like that. Obviously Cancelo, you know, goes without saying like what that guy can create.
Their center backs don't fill me with confidence though.
Ruben Diaz and Jose Font. I mean, that's like one's very experienced, the other one's like
they're both like 36 plus. I mean, they're old.
Ruben Diaz?
No,
Diaz is young.
Is
But Fonte and Pepe are.
Yeah, but Pepe.
Diaz,
no, but Pepe.
Ruben Diaz next to someone who's young, next to someone who's experienced.
Listen,
Fonte's 37.
Okay.
He's
for
had
me,
a good season. Pepe's had a good season.
Center backs are a different breed. You know what I mean? Like you can still have an old center back, and he can still be very class. You know,
it's pace, man.
If you if you don't believe me, just look at Thiago Silva. He's Chelsea's best center back, and he's 36 years old.
Yeah,
you know,
it's
not just pace. It's also, you know, center backs is positioning. If you have the positioning, you have the composure, and you have the know-how, you can get away. Where, you know, for example, an attacking player, yes. What do you mean?
If your center back's too old, you can't press high up the pitch. You can't.
Who's our best center back? Who's our best center back?
Toby is, but that's
okay,
not
and he's
because he's been that way. He's old. Yes, he's old. He's older. He's not as old as Fonte or Pepe.
But doesn't mean they're not still classic. Look, one of the best center backs in the world is, you know, Van Dijk is in his 30s. You know, Sergio Ramos is 34. You know, Thiago Silva is 36. You know, there's a lot of amazing center backs. Like the day and age in football nowadays, right?
Diego Godin back in the day.
Yeah, it's not like back then where, players, would have a pint, would smoke a cigarette and then go and play. Like the fitness level nowadays is ridiculous. Like I remember Ronaldinho used to party and then, play football. He used to drink beer and, snort cocaine and all that stuff and then go play football. You can't just do that nowadays. Nowadays, you have guys like
you're talking about young guys who don't know how age affects your body. But you're talking to someone who's 40 who does know how once you hit 35, things change.
You don't have like $1 million.
Your recovery time
Will,
doesn't matter. Recovery time is not the same.
You're not Cristiano Ronaldo type level. Like these guys have the best trainer. They have the best physician in the world. You know what I mean? They have everything to, give them an edge. They have technology all working on their side.
I understand all of that. I know all of that. But I can tell you right now that at 35, I'm 40 now, but at 35, I was in far better shape than I was now. 7% body fat.
Yeah, of course.
210 pounds at 6'5". I was a big dude. But what I'm telling you,
Jose Fonte had a great season. You're denying Jose Fonte had a great season, a title-winning season with Real.
I'm saying when
Pepe had a title-winning season.
I'm not. But what I'm saying is when a ball is played over the top and it's him versus Mbappe, he's going to lose out every time.
Yeah,
because of his age,
and Rafael
that's all I'm saying.
Diaz to make up for it, though.
But that's where you need a mix of both experience and youth. I'm just saying. I think you're not valuing how
value the experience on the pitch. But what I'm saying is that sometimes physicality wins out.
Yeah, but sometimes positional and awareness wins out. You look at Sanchez. He's probably our paciest and physical looking center back, and yet he's a donkey because he doesn't have a brain cell.
Well, lads, what I'm going to say here is the We Are Tottenham TV army that's tuning in. You decide who wins this debate, Team Will or Team Marcelo. Get it in the comment section and let me know who you think wins this debate. It'd be interesting. Both put up some great points, but not only that. I want to see 200 likes on this stream. We only have 166. I want to see 200 likes on this stream before we end. And why not get your super chats in with the debate, with questions for the panel. And also, don't be afraid to subscribe if you're new. And also grab a channel membership where the boys put out fan shows during the summer on all things going on at Tottenham. So that'll be, make sure you grab your membership for that. But look, a bit back on Belgium. Look, they do have De Bruyne to come in. Eden Hazard didn't start today. They're still beating Russia comfortably enough here. Russia haven't really caused them any problems. Belgium are just going through the motions. Do you think Belgium could get better when De Bruyne and that comes back and Eden Hazard is up to speed?
Yeah, 100%. Those are their two best players, most creative players. I think Belgium have done the job today. They've been professional today, not giving up too many chances. Created enough, and they got the 2 goals. But yeah, they can definitely improve.
Yeah, 100%. Marcelo's voting for himself here in the chat. That's illegal. That's Donald Trump sort of stuff. He's voting for himself. We have Paul G. He says he's just subscribed. Big yourself up. Luke Alloway, he's Team Marcelo. Mark Drift is Team Will. Adam, don't know, they both make good points. No, we can't have that, Adam. We don't like fence hitters. We don't like people with splinters in their arse. Make sure you pick a team. We have, Marcelo, I love how you voted for yourself. And, so, look, it's split. It's split. Without Marcelo's vote, it's split, But good debate. With De Bruyne, when he does come back in, who does he come in for, though? We'll start with Jack on this one.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. It's hard to say who's had a better game between Dries Mertens and Carrasco, to be honest. And it's, I think De Bruyne, he'll be playing maybe that kind of right forward, right wing position for them, and he'll kind of drop deep as kind of a number 10 for most of it. But yeah, personally, I would probably
you don't want to be giving Russia corners here at this time.
Personally, I would rather, I would probably take out Carrasco and I would keep in Dries Mertens. Just because you can still play Lukaku in behind. And I do really rate Dries Mertens. And I think maybe the combination of Dries Mertens, Lukaku, and De Bruyne is just deadly.
Yeah, 100%. Just Lolo K9393 says, is this We Are Tottenham TV? Yes, This is We Are Tottenham TV, 100% it is. I'm just helping the guys, to give them a bit of time off, enjoy time with their family and their girlfriends and stuff like that. I'm just filling in, doing my share and hosting a few watch-alongs for them just to give the boys a wee bit of a break as well, because it'd be insane if they covered every single game. But yes, this is We Are Tottenham TV, don't worry, and get used to this face because I'll be doing more watch-alongs and I do the pre-match bump-ups as well, So, look, today, watch-along didn't start off great, a few technical issues, this, that, and the other, but we'll be back stronger and back better for the next watch-along, believe me. But, great choice there, Jack. With Witsel, Tielemans and De Bruyne will be a little combo, so it will. But Will, do you think maybe this is? Do you think Russia's going home?
Yeah, I mean, I think Russia's. I don't think Russia's going home. I think they'll make it out of this group.
Yeah, because they play Finland next, and I mean, I don't want to explain for Will, but I agreed with Will. They back themselves to beat Finland, probably, and make up that goal difference, and then probably they back themselves to take some points off of Denmark after that.
Yeah, 100%. Nasser Chadli, did he get called up?
Yeah, he did. He did.
Do you know what? He was a player that I was actually raging Spurs sold him. I actually thought he had a bit of quality. I liked him. Yeah. I liked him. I was very surprised when they sold him, especially ahead of the likes of Lamela and players like that. And We Are Tottenham TV agreed. They said you got to play Shadley, Shorty, and they said big up all the guys on the stream today. Will, Dave, Marcelo, and Jack. Look, I have one issue. We Are Tottenham TV. It should be Dave, Will, Marcelo, and Jack. But I should be first on that name list. But look, we'll let it slide this time. We'll let it slide this time. Just don't let it happen again. I presume it's Ben. Could be wrong. Could be sin. But I'm going to have to put in a complaint form. So I'll hand that to Frank and see what he thinks because my name should be first. And I'm only messing. But Marcelo, what do you think? You were big in Russia before this game. Looking at them now, do you think maybe they could be a team that might exit this competition at the group stages?
I'm disappointed with Russia. I think they can definitely get out of this group, but I'm disappointed with the way they're playing. They came out trying to play this fancy pass in the back. Let's play the modern football because it's the only way you can play. No, should have played 11 men from the start, 11 men behind the ball, 11 goalies.
3-0 Belgium.
Yep,
Romelu
and there we
Lukaku
go.
strikes again. Great finish by Romelu Lukaku. What a finish. Jack did say he tipped them for golden boot. That's 2 goals for the guy today. First goal, very, very fortunate. He was offside, but came off the defender, which means he was inside. This one was just a great ball. Great run by Romelu Lukaku. The run kind of told him where to pass it. Stupid defending by the centre-back. Rather than try and play him on side, he dropped with him, which allowed Romelu Lukaku to receive and demand that ball. He was always going to outpower and outpace him. And honestly, what a great finish. I do have questions over Romelu Lukaku's finishing, but he's been clinical today, and he's absolutely loving it. He's giving it the bow and arrow. He's probably trying to target his girlfriend in the audience with the love ball. You never know. But honestly, what a great finish from Romelu. And that's 3-0 Belgium.
That's the dunker.
Game done and dusted. Well done, Belgium.
Ever since Conte started working with Lukaku, his finishing has looked a lot better to be honest with you. When he left Man United, I didn't think that he was anything that great. But since he started working with Conte, his form has just been going up and up and up. So that finish there, that was great. That wasn't, because Lukaku used to be known for missing sitters in the box, right? So for you to be able to pin, that's a pretty pinpoint strike right there.
Well, he's looking fitter under Conte too. He got pretty big under Jose. But he really did. He looked like a balloon. But under Conte, he looks a lot bigger.
Yeah, he's probably gone from Big Macs. He's probably gone from Big Macs to salads, lad. That's right.
Yeah, no. So he's looking a lot more pace. He's looking a lot more muscular. He's looking good. But
maybe
great finish. Yeah. No, hopefully. But no, listen, it was a great finish. Again, disappointed with Russia. Not playing their style, not playing their way, not trying to play the physical game. ignoring the aspects of defending. They deserve this. You deserve to get 3-0. You don't play your hand. You deserve to lose. Very disappointing. And an embarrassment.
Marcelo, can I quickly ask, what do you think was the worst performance, Russia's or Turkey's? Did you get Turkey's versus Italy? I would actually say Russia played a little bit better than even Turkey did.
I'd say Turkey's was worse.
Yeah, Turkey was worse. They have better players. They didn't use to their advantage. It's a big miscalculation.
Russia are lining up and a really weird free kick. They have a 2-man wall right in front of the free kick taker, way about 6 yards ahead of the Belgian wall. And for no reason at all, because he's absolutely put it over the bar. It looks like Moon Boots kicking that ball there. Poor effort, really, from Miranchuk, really. But just was interesting to see their set piece routine. It's like a door shut, and then all of a sudden the striker, the free kick taker, strikes the ball, and it just opened, and that's the gap he was trying to curl it around in. For me, I think it's a load of nonsense. Go back to David Beckham. He didn't need any of that. You just give him a free kick, go on top corner, back to the halfway line. This sort of stuff now, it's nonsense. But I don't get what they were trying to do. But I suppose, look, at least they tried something. But we are in injury time here, and Belgium have just absolutely walked this game.
Yeah.
Just made it look so easy, kept possession, never really under any threat. Very, very professional performance by Belgium. But I'm still not convinced they're going to win it. Oh, no.
Oh, what is?
Yeah. Still not convinced they're going to win it.
I listen. I think they'll go far, though. I think they can definitely make it to the semis. I think the final. I think once they hit the Portugals, I think once they hit the French, maybe even Germany, if Germany does get out, I think once they hit the bigger teams, they're gonna wobble and they're gonna collapse. But I think they can still go far. I think against Italy, I think against the Turkeys, I think against these other teams, they definitely would be the favorites in my opinion.
I think they will be playing a team from Group F inevitably. They will be playing some team from Group F.
Well, look, it's all over here. Final whistle has gone. It's 3-0 Belgium. Romelu Lukaku at the double. Thomas Meunier, the super sub, just on the pitch, puts one in as well. 3-0 to Belgium. Looks easy. They're off to a great start. 3 points for them. Well, Russia, poor performance from them, to be honest with you.
Disgraceful.
Look, Belgium have the far superior squad. Probably was expecting a bit more fight from Russia, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But look, it's an ideal start for Belgium. Finland are playing Russia next. It's a game Russia have to win. If they draw, I think they're going to find it very hard to get something out of Denmark. Belgium are playing Denmark next. It'll be interesting to see whether Denmark come out full of fight after being disappointed today, or whether today what happened to Ericsson is going to affect them and Belgium just walk all over them. But no, a very professional performance from Belgium. Look, we'll probably stay on for about another 10 to 15 minutes. I would just give our thoughts. But Will, what do you make on today's game here, Belgium-Russia?
Yeah, I mean, like I've said at halftime and at the beginning of the match too. Like I had Belgium win this 2-0, 3-0 in the end. Russia, they just don't have the squad to compete with. I mean, it's almost like Manchester City playing Sheffield United, right? I mean, they just don't. Yeah, they can have a good day, and if they're on form, they may pull out a worldie or something like that. But it's just not. It's two different levels of class.
Yeah, 100%. Perfectly summed up. Honestly, any journalist watching should snap that line up. That's brilliant. Perfectly summed up the game, Mr. Stewart. But look, Jack, what's your thoughts on it, man?
Yeah, I wanted to go a little crazy. I wanted to think that I could call some type of upset, and I went for a 1-1, I believe, in the beginning of the game. But obviously, very much disappointed. I think I agree with Will. I think they were absolutely outmatched and outclassed by Belgium. I think they might be backing themselves also. I agree with Will. They might be backing themselves. They might be just looking ahead to the Finland game and to the Denmark game and maybe back themselves. I think they, at the end of the day, still had a much better or more maybe respectable performance than Turkey did against Italy. So maybe they actually might have an easier time against the likes of Finland and Denmark after that. We might see a whole different team. We might see a whole different type of team or a different type of play.
100%. 100%. And Marcelo, I think you were kicking the maid out of that room again. Or else it's someone that was dressed as a maid. I'm not sure, but look, what's your thoughts on today's game, man?
I think personally, I agree. But the thing is, we all knew that Russia is outmatched and outgunned. But for me, it's just I was just very disappointed, honestly, with the match. I felt like Russia were weak, spineless, and they didn't play the football that they should have played. You know, like the thing is about
they were scared. They did look scared.
Yeah, in South America, the thing is, we always say play your cards. Paraguay, we're gonna play them. It's 11 men behind the ball. They'll never play open football with Brazil, or try this passing from the back of Brazil. They know they'll get squashed. There's no shame in doing that. There's no shame in being the destroyer. We were talking about this, and the players rating. There's no shame in being that type of team. I think they could have put up a better fight, but they wanted to be girls instead of men. So they deserve to lose 3-0. Good job for Belgium. Very professional.
Yeah,
but
it was 100%. Look, guys, anything else you want to say before we end off the stream?
Lukaku Golden Boot. I had it originally. Had it a week ago. It's feeling very good. It's feeling very strong. But yeah, I would say Lukaku Golden Boot. I think he'll be kind of maybe obviously very different player to Thomas Muller. But I think we'll remember Thomas Muller had, I think, 2 Golden Boots for the World Cups in a row. And he kind of just would get these random little scrappy goals, would never finish it very pretty or anything. But the team just created so many chances, and he was just there to clean them up every time. And I think that's what Lukaku is going to be doing for Belgium.
Look at you, your smile. It's so smug, Jack. You're so smug that you called it. I would be too. Will, any final thoughts, man?
I don't think it's over yet. I think Harry Kane is in prime position to.
That's very well.
Because look, if the balls get in there, Kane, and he's going to put them away. And this is what he wants more than anything, is that trophy. And with his form this season being the best all-around footballer that he's ever been in his life, I think he's going to be a dangerous person in this tournament.
100%.
Because friendlies are one thing. Friendlies, when you're a player, at least in my mindset, if it was me, I'd be a little bit more cautious about my body. Yeah. I would think of it more as a training exercise than an actual thing. But once you get out here and it's for real, that's when you put the big boy pants on, and that's when you come out and shoot and score some goals.
Yeah, I fully agree with you. Look, we are going to end it off there, but before I do, Will, I want to give you the chance. I want to say thank you for coming on. I appreciate you coming on, and I want to give you a chance just to let everybody know where they can find you quickly.
For folks who are watching, I'm Will Stewart, and we do THFC Rants. It's me and Cody Mack and Mr. K. We do about 5 or 6 shows a week. All different kinds of stuff, funny stuff, serious stuff, banter stuff. But it's usually all Tottenham stuff. We are doing some stuff for the Euros and also for the Copa Americas and the Gold Cup. So if you're an international fan, make sure you guys come check us out. We would greatly appreciate a subscribe.
100%. Jack, where can I find you?
Listen, you can find me obviously with David all the time over at the Irish Hotspur. We got plenty of Euros content coming out there. We just, we were in the middle of making a kind of a big prediction, kind of almost like spreadsheet, kind of betting guide, practically kind of video to the whole tournament. It was lots of fun. And yeah, you can find me over with David. Also, Marcelo obviously is there plenty of times as well. We're still haven't yet finished our player rating. So anybody that's gearing up for that, it is coming. It is coming. We promise it's going to be the last one, part 3. It will end there. And then also you can find me over at Tottenham Way plenty of times as well with their content.
100%. Marcelo, where can I find you, my man?
Twitter, Tagangsta25. That's where you can find me. That's where you can reach me. You want to debate me, I'm more than welcome to. You can also find me in the Will Stewart THFC Rants. Can debate me there. You can also find me on David's channel. We do the frenemies. You know it. You love it. Jack, he's also being part of the frenemies. He's giving us the analysis, cooling us down a little bit. Although, to be fair, I think honestly, I think that hasn't been working. I think Jack has been more frustrated than us. And I think sometimes we have to calm down Jack a little bit. You know what I mean, bro?
I'm putting out the gasoline, yeah.
When can we get out the last players yet, Marcelo?
Thursday. We can do it on Thursday or Wednesday. Up to you, David. Whatever day works for you. One of those.
David, Marcel, they're going to be all over you. Marcel, you got to tell the fan base. They've been all over us practically. It's already been a crime, they're going to be all over you. So we got to commit to one. So yeah.
No, look, Thursday it is. Then
Love
I
it.
said Thursday first, so then
Love
Thursday it is.
Legendary.
So hopefully it's gonna be a more positive one because honestly, I'm just sick and tired of speaking.
Yeah, no, we've some better players to go through. We can sit there on the door, say Son and Kane for a half an hour each. But look, Paddy Harnett says, "Are you on today, Dave?" No, look, I was just going to say to people, say a prayer for my missus. I have to go and show her a bit of attention as soon as this ends. Take what you want from that. But yeah, look, it's been a great stream. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. Thanks very much to Will, Jack, and Marcelo. Make sure you tune in tomorrow, where WeAreTottenhamTV will be covering all the games again tomorrow. Make sure you tune in for the watch-alongs. The WeAreTottenhamTV. Make sure you stay safe. You're all legends. Thanks very much for helping me through this stream, the WeAreTottenhamTV army. Make sure you have smashed the like on the stream and subscribe on the channel. And until next time, it's been a good one. Stay safe. Up WeAreTottenhamTV. Up the WeAreTottenhamTV.
Brasil!
Let's go.
And come on, you Spurs.